Alright, hello. Oh, that's a little too fast. Hang on. Hello, welcome in, stargazers. I hope you guys are having a good day today. Hello. Hello, welcome in. Hello, Sime Zero. Hello, Johnny Virgil. Hello, Airtane. Hello, MG. Hello, Daho. Hello, Janu. Hello, Weston Fox. Hello, Dark Turtle Knight. Hello, Arcu. Hello, KLMX. Hello, Zengetsu. Thank you for the pin. Hello, welcome in. Have you packed your winter boots and coat? Prism will get very upset if you forgot your gear again. Oh, that's so accurate. Yes, I actually do have winter gear. Not great for, didn't have any, beach gear or boat gear or anything, but I do have winter gear at least. Hello, welcome in. Might have to dig it out of the closet, but hey. Blood Suli, welcome in. Hello. Alright. Thumbnail star looks very serious. Are we not excited for the snaps? I basically just have it as like a standard, because the story's gonna go in all kinds of weird directions regardless, right? So I usually start off any event with like a more serious expression, because I don't know what's gonna happen. And then as things get worse, the expression changes. You're super excited for snaps? Well, one or two of them. Alright, I'm just gonna put this out there right now, because I have this is not, like, against any one particular person, but I need to put this out right now. I have already heard many personal opinions about people who like or dislike certain characters in this event. And it's really, like, throwing off my, my ability to just want to understand the story naturally. So, please do not make too many comments about how much you like or dislike a character in the story, because it is really, it's making it very hard to, like, not have predetermined biases that I don't want to. So if you guys, and again, this is not directed at any one person, but if you can please respect that, because I don't know what's gonna happen in the story. You guys do, and I would just rather, like, get to know things on my own instead of having preconceived notions about I'm supposed to love this person or I'm supposed to hate this person. It kind of throws things off, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know anything about them, so I just kind of want to go through it naturally, and then if I make my own decisions, that's fine. But, you know. And, you know, whether you guys like it or not, I did enter a contest, and I am going to be, you know, receiving merch in the mail of some of these characters. Because they're the same characters from a recent event, right? So, I don't want to, like, hate merchandise before it even appears in the mail, you know? So, yeah, I think that's just the PSA that I want to throw out there, is, like, I understand that you guys have your opinions, but I haven't had a chance yet to form my own. But yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there. The fish will not forget you, we await your return. It's snapping time. Okay, so first thing that we're gonna do, we do have a record and a vignette to do first, and then we will jump into the event, okay? Alright. Please do not send me fish. Okay. We're gonna pause this. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna jump here. And yes, we do have Chibi Pram. We do have Chibi Pram. Alright. This is gonna be... I think we're starting with a record, if I have this correct. We're starting with a record. Okay. But yeah. Hopefully that all makes sense and it's not like too out of left field. All right. Let's see. Operator record, Silver Ash. Unpredictable. Okay. All right. I thought I'd get the fireworks out to celebrate leaving the ocean. What do you mean fireworks? Oh my gosh, the background? That's clever. Oh. Get in the Discord for more fish. Alright. Johnny was burning the ocean. Okay. Let's see here. Unpredictable. A rare to see counterpart. A hard to meet opponent. Okay. So, you're saying the employees of the newly established branch of Carlin Trade did not receive the first batch of pharmaceuticals we sent them? Correct. Also, our people found this in a nearby black market. This is one of the analgesics we manufacture. You've cross-checked the serial number? I specifically checked with the logistics department. It's the very same batch we sent. In short, there's no need for any guessing games. Without a doubt, someone pawned off our medicine. We didn't originally plan on involving you or the doctor. After all, companies doing stuff like this isn't exactly uncommon, and we have relatively robust procedures in place to deal with it. But this time, we're dealing with one of Carlin Trade's branch offices, so we thought it'd be best to consult the two of you first. I understand. Clifford is one of our operators now, and we do a substantial amount of business with them. Regardless of the perspective we're coming from, this matter must be handled carefully. The core issue is this. Was this an arbitrary decision from the other party's middle management, or did it have the tacit approval of the higher-ups? Medic, you were a witness to the signing of the contract with Mr. Silverash. What do you think? It's hard to say. We've maintained business ties with Carlin Trade for months now. There was nothing out of place with this particular large batch order either. He came to us wanting to buy medicine, and we agreed. Simple as that. But we know nothing about how he actually views the infected. And from the perspective of so-called business logic, he did in fact purchase this medicine from us with money. It belongs to him now, and what he decides to do with it is up to him. As for us, though, this is not something we can simply write off as a business practice. Doctor, how do you view the situation? What kind of person is Silverash? Oh, I totally forgot! You weren't there at the time! Excuse me, you've become so reliable lately that I've started to subconsciously assume that you already know everything. Mr. Silverash's full name is Enciote Silverash. He's the president of Carlin Trade and one of our major clients. It seems he's always hoped to purchase a degree of personal protection for his infected employees, as well as treatment for his younger sister who was infected with erypathy. After contacting several pharmaceutical companies, he finally found us. That's right, he was very firm about this, though cautious as well. After a lengthy negotiation, he finally placed a large order with us. He purchased a health insurance contract that covers all of his employees, as well as a supply of analgesics for each branch. Because these analgesics are only effective at the disease's onset, we keep separate statistics on the amount delivered to each branch. This is to ensure that every employee has a quarterly supply of them, as well as to allow the company to hold reserves. Those were his demands. To be honest, it was the first time I've seen an employer set aside this much money for infected employees. As for the kind of person the president is... 1 year ago. You're going to order this much at once? That's right. You've proven to me that your analgesics work, and I mean to purchase a dose for each and every infected in my employment. As such, I hope your company will be able to offer me a discount. Well, the size of this order is massive compared to anything else Rhodes Island has ever gotten. As a matter of principle, it's understandable that you'd want a discount. However, the raw materials used to produce these drugs are also very expensive. In fact, the price of one dose of analgesic is not much higher than the cost. If you lack the authority to make this decision, then you can ask the head of your company, Miss Amiya, to speak with me. No, I can make this decision. What I wanted to say is, Rhodes Island makes drugs to help the infected. I hope you can ensure that they're successfully delivered to those who need them. Medic, ma'am, your company seems to have a custom of calling each other by code names, so I'd like to follow suit. Mind if I borrow you after this? Where are we? A branch office I established in this city. President, what brings you here? I wanted to meet with the infected employees here. Make the arrangements. That day, I was able to witness Mr. Silverash personally distributing the analgesics to the infected. Then, as our partnership deepened, he even sent his little sister to us for treatment, the very same Cliffheart who is now one of our operators. He sounds nothing like those bosses who make it obvious that they don't want to spend a single cent paying for medicine for their infected employees. Yeah, to be honest, even if what I saw was just a publicity stunt, there aren't many bosses in this world who would even bother putting on a show like that. Leaning toward blame middle management, then? I dare not say for sure. I couldn't get a good read on him. He gave me the impression of someone completely inscrutable. The more I started to trust him, the more the alarm bells in my head went off. We can't ignore Cliffheart's feelings. Right. If we were to arbitrarily cut off ties with Carlin Trade without hard evidence, that would be an extremely awkward situation for Cliffheart, and I don't want her to resent us. So, what should we do, Doctor? I have an idea. Alright, morning's over. You have a 1-hour lunch break. Line up for your meals and keep it orderly. Phew, I managed to blend in, just as the doctor requested. Now to take a look around. Brother, are you new here? Yes. Then you've come to the right place. Our company treats the infected pretty well. Yeah, I heard the same thing and wanted to see for myself. So, in your experience, is it really all it's cracked up to be? Yeah, I actually used to work at a different factory. After I got sick, I was transferred here, which is specifically for infected employees. At first, I thought it'd be like the stuff you always hear about. You know, about how ordinary people wouldn't last a week in the conditions infected workers had to deal with. But turns out it was a lot better than I expected. Plus, President Silverash personally bought us Seripathy painkillers from some drug company. The manager says the person with the best monthly performance gets a dose. Where else could you find a boss like that? Listen up. President Silverash will be coming for an inspection in 2 days. You two are pretty quick thinkers, so I'll have you greet him. You already know how to behave, yes? Yeah, of course. He's already doing so much for us. We wouldn't dare ask for anything more. That's right. No way I'd find any other job as good as this one. So... here are these painkillers. These painkillers are for you. Thank you so much. And who received the medication? Everyone get some! Got some. As long as you understand. Alright, now out of my sight. Yes, please excuse us. Yes, we'll do just that. We won't bother you. What a disgrace. We took all that medicine ourselves, and now we have to lie to the president for him. What choice do we have? Would you report that to the president? No. Me neither. Who knows what he's like behind closed doors? We don't even know if he'd side with us. The boss who sides with the infected, pull the other one. Still, it's true that we'll never find another gig as good as this place. Yeah, I feel bad for our brothers, but what else can we do? So, what are you gonna do with the medicine? My wife ditched me after I got sick, leaving me alone with our daughter. I'd better keep it for myself. Blimey, you've got it rough too. And you? I'll hold on to it for now. Seems like it's only good for suppressing the pain when the disease flares up. It won't actually cure anything, so I'll save it for someone else in an emergency. Never figured you for the generous sort. We're all suffering here. I mean, it's not like you're some kind of sadist getting a kick out of it, right? But if you can't take care of yourself, don't even think about taking care of others. Doctor, you heard that through the communicator, right? Yeah, it's the same everywhere you go. Although in Victoria, some companies will continue employing the infected if they accidentally contract erypathy in the line of work. Not that those jobs are much different from slavery. Some nobles like to prattle on about these arrangements, as if it's some kind of Victorian largesse. To put it bluntly, not many companies are willing to spend money on the infected, and those who exploit them get away with a slap on the wrist at worst. However, judging from the few days I've spent undercover, this president Anciode seems like quite the capable guy. In just a few years, the Carlin Trade Company went from practically nothing to even having several branch offices in Victoria. Plus, their treatment of the infected actually seems half decent. Our contractual conditions aside, the way the company treats its infected is better than any I've seen before. No wonder they all seem to admire him here. That only proves his management skills. That's true. Understood, Doctor. So you're saying we need conclusive evidence. Where the drugs ended up. Exactly. Long time no see, Mr. Diot. Mr. Layton, it certainly has been a while. How have you been? Thanks to you, I've been able to eat well and sleep soundly. Not a worry to be found. I'm glad to hear that. About the thing I requested. No worries, the painkillers are all in that box over there. Good, good. I'd expect nothing less from you, Mr. Diot. Isn't this batch a bit smaller than it's supposed to be? We're in an off-season right now, so fewer infected are showing up for work. But as you know, our company is quite renowned among their kind. Consistency is key. I know. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. I kept some for myself as usual. I'm not that cold-blooded. The infected do need to survive after all. You have a point. Leaders like you who are still truly willing to look out for the infected are a rare find these days. No, trust me, Mr. Layton. This will be the latest trend, one of civility. Those backwards Ursa savages only know how to hunt and kill the infected. How primitive. And even most of our Victorian colleagues only know how to squeeze them bone dry. How terribly uncivilized. The infected are not animals. They understand language. Reward them appropriately, and they'll work even harder. This way, we can show kindness to the infected while also furthering our business. What could be more enlightened? You're exactly right. Praise to the civilized land of Victoria. And praise to President Enciotes, who treats the infected with compassion. Praise to civility. Praise to civility. Ugh, if I didn't have to worry about blowing my cover, I would seriously rush over and beat the shit out of those two slimy bastards. But at least this confirms that President Enciotes isn't personally involved. But they never expected to have each and every one of their hypocritical words captured on record. Praise the painkiller! Praise the painkiller! Hold it in, hold it in. I have to record all this. Doctor, this should be sufficient proof. I sent you a copy, but I wouldn't recommend listening to it too often if you enjoy sleeping at night. I'll be fine. So the next step is to tell President Enciotes about everything that's going on. What's the plan? He's coming for inspection in 2 days. Oh, did you hear? Apparently, the president arrived in the city yesterday. Really? Word is he's planning to look around the factory. Yeah, that's right. Wonderful! I've always wanted to meet the guy who started this company. So you... Ugh. What's wrong? Help! My erypathy's acting up. What? If this guy blows up, I'm done for too! In other words, put on a show and make sure word reaches the whole city. President, this is our statement from the last quarter. Please take a look. Afterward, if you wish to take a look around the facilities, I've specifically invited a few representatives from both our infected and ordinary employees to give you a tour. Surely they'll be able to tell you more of the ins and outs of working here than I can. Hello, Mr. President. Good day, Mr. President. How many times have you rehearsed this? Have you finished preparing what you want me to see? Diot, I don't particularly care what you're trying to hide from me. All I care about are the results. A word of advice, though. If you plan on deceiving someone, don't make it so obvious. Yes, sir. Did you become infected while working for our company? I did, Mr. President. I joined after hearing that the infected are treated well here. What do you think of Carlin trade? I think I've definitely been treated well here. I agree. More to the point. Out of the way! What's the commotion? Let me through! Let me through! If I remember correctly, you're one of the new hires. What exactly do you think you're doing? Can't you see that the president is here? Are you President Enciotes? Help me! There's something wrong with my body! I need medicine! The medicine should already have been handed out. What? I didn't get anything! You want me to pretend that I'm suffering from an acute episode of erypathy in front of President Silverash? With no outsiders, we'll see his honest reaction. I see. So that's how we'll find out how he truly sees the infected. Don't worry. You'll be fine. Dion, bring out the medicine. Right away! You're not afraid of me? You're my employee. Why would I be afraid of you? To think that the president would treat an infected so kindly, even in person. I've never met anyone like him. As long as you're with Carlin Trade, you're all my employees. Infected or not, it makes no difference to me. More importantly, shouldn't the analgesic have already been distributed to him? That... Right, it's because he's a new hire. It wasn't his turn yet. Is that the best lie you could come up with? Each batch has extras rationed in precisely for the situation. President Diot, he didn't distribute medicine to the employees at all. Here, I have proof. Oh? The infected employee struggled to produce a pen-like device from his clothing and gave it a light tap. From it flowed the conversation between Diot and Layton at the bar. When did you... Diot, you bastard! President, General Manager Diot did not distribute the painkillers to the infected employees at all. What's worse, he deceived everyone by saying that painkillers would only be given to the best performers. You... Calm down. After seeing how kindly the president treated an infected, I can't keep quiet anymore. Not only that, he violated the employee handbook by squeezing our brakes and making us work non-stop. He may not have gone overboard to keep you from finding out, but he's definitely guilty. Just ask anyone here. He's telling the truth, President. Dion acts all high and mighty like he's our savior, humiliating us and forcing us to serve him. He's a rotten bastard through and through. How dare you! My friend here still needs some medication for his daughter, so use my dose, President. I understand. I appreciate your kindness. However, this employee's neuropathy symptoms are quite dangerous. I'll handle the situation myself, just in case. But then you'll be exposing yourself to danger! Trust me. Alright, I trust you. Me too. I'll never forget what happened today. Go. Get away from here. The further, the better. So this is Enciode Silverash. What an incredible man. President! Don't be nervous, Diot. As a manager, you should understand which side to let your subordinates see, and which side should stay hidden. Whether through currying favor or issuing threats, you should have ensured that your collaborators would never betray you. It seems whatever threats you gave those two were merely superficial. You're not mad at me? Why would I be mad? Although you violated the rules I set, you did produce results. Why should I be mad? As for where the analgesics ended up, I could very well overlook that. You could consider them my reward to you. Mr. President, did you lie to us? As expected, Mr. President! That's right, you infected are gonna die sooner or later anyway. So what difference does a little bit of medicine make? And as a noble, it is sometimes necessary to show the infected their place. That's the only way they'll know what it really means to be a noble. I knew you signed that contract with Rhodes Island just for show, to establish your image in front of the other nobles. I'll admit my mistakes. If you're willing to forgive me, I'll be glad to give you half the profits from reselling the medicine. Naturally, no one will ever know. Half? 70%. No, 80. I need to make a living too, President. Oh, I couldn't care less about the money, though. I'm more keen on meeting whoever you've been cutting this deal with. I'm interested in learning to make better use of Rhodes Island's medicine. Is that what this is about? No problem, I can arrange some contacts for you. Just tell them I sent you. Is there anyone from any other branches involved? Well, you are my first business partner in this particular matter. Consider the implications of that. Silly me. How could I be so forgetful? I have it all written down right here in my notes. If you're planning to get your foot in the door, then I do hope that you'll bring me along. And you're saying all this right in front of me. You're not afraid I'll spread the word? Spread the word? Did you seriously expect to walk out of here alive? The loss of a single employee is nothing to a company this large. You won't get away with this! The infected can use arts without the assistance of an arts unit. Your contagiousness is a dangerous uncertainty. After death, it may trigger a secondary outbreak, endangering the surrounding environment and its people. You... Ansiotes walks up to the employee, reaches for his chest to fish out a terminal that has never stopped transmitting, and speaks to the person on the other end. What I want to know is this. Why do you think you people deserve to be treated well? Enough is enough. To be honest, I am also of the opinion that we should bring this little farce to an end. I should thank you. And you, I'm afraid, should also be thanking me, Doctor of Rhodes Island. To put it simply, is this information enough to demonstrate the sincerity of Carlin Trade? Good enough. Excellent. Huh? President! Thank you for the intel, Diot. You've successfully restored Carlin Trade's reputation in the eyes of Rhodes Island. Could this man be from Rhodes Island? You should have realized that sooner. And now, unfortunately, you're fired. You were lying to me this whole time! But why? Do you really empathize with these filthy infected? You are not worthy of having that conversation with me. But didn't you say you acknowledged my results? All I said was that you produced results. But did you seriously think that those results would satisfy me? They did not. Extraordinary means should produce extraordinary outcomes. But even utilizing extraordinary means, the results you showed me are something anyone could muster. What possessed you to think that they would satisfy me? Diot, the branch office manager, slumped to the ground limply, like a pile of mud. Look, it's the president! I went to Rhodes Island to purchase medication and an insurance package for all of you, to ensure the health and safety of all my infected employees. However, due to the negligence of our management, as well as the local manager, this medicine was not properly delivered to you. For this, I deeply apologize. It isn't your fault! It's all Diot's fault! Yes, Diot has already been fired, and a new manager will be selected from among you. I hope that this will help ensure better conditions for you to continue with your work. What? That's incredible! Long live the president! In particular, there are two people here I'd like to thank. Both are special investigators from Rhodes Island. Thanks to their bravery, I was able to discover what Diot had been hiding from me. Isn't that the new guy? So they're from the company that makes our medicine? They're willing to do all that for our sakes? You can always trust in Rhodes Island. There are many who do not understand why I would purchase medication. This lack of understanding eventually gave rise to violations of company policy. In order to prevent this situation from occurring again, I negotiated with Rhodes Island to send an undercover team to secretly surveil this branch office. The intent was to sniff out people like Diot, who would harm both our company's operations as well as Rhodes Island's image. In return, Rhodes Island is willing to deepen its cooperation with Carlin trade and further reduce the price of medication. Isn't that right, Doctor? That's exactly right. Huh? Did you really arrange all of that, Doctor? As a follow-up, Rhodes Island is willing to provide on-site medical examinations for all employees on the job, free of cost. Everyone, please line up here so we can pass out the analgesics. When did you find out? What a vapid question. I should be the one asking you. Did you really plan on deceiving me, Doctor, of Rhodes Island? No. You at least considered the possibility that I would let my guard down upon seeing that infected. Because for you, your objective has already been accomplished by that point. Regardless of how it unfolded afterward, you'd never have a losing hand. Not a bad plan. I'm not so sure about that. It is no secret that Rhodes Island suddenly gained a masterful strategist, a leader capable of pulling together formidable forces and commanding the battlefield. Before I met you, I never expected someone like that to personally show up at my company and stage a farce right in front of me. You seem to think highly of Rhodes Island. My little sister had been receiving treatment there. Two of my most exceptional subordinates also relay to me what they've seen. Anyone who's seen even a glimpse of what's beneath your veil wouldn't dare underestimate you. So, Doctor, what I want to know is, did my answers satisfy you? I would say I'm curious. I would say that you played your part well here. So you say, but your gaze clearly tells me that it did not. Your acting wasn't terrible, so I'll take this as your way of asking me to leave it at this for now. Am I wrong? That said, this has also raised my suspicions. You were, without a doubt, engaged in theater, albeit one without backgrounds or props. It lacked anything to evoke emotions in the viewer. You even prepared a terribly harrowing ending, knowing that all too well. Tell me, what would have happened if I failed to meet your expectations? You would have lost a partner, that's all. In a farce, an overly realistic ending may make it seem like the writers are splitting hairs. Unless the essence of the farce is sufficiently important to you, the playwright. And in this case, that would be my views on the infected. Just how important is this question for you, Doctor? Very. Even though that medic lass asked me to personally deliver the medication to my employees, I didn't particularly view that as one of your main tenets. After this, though, perhaps I'll have to somewhat revise my way of thinking. It's just that I've seen all manner of idealists go on at great length about more or less everything under the sun. But not once have I heard one of them bring up the word infected. Do you understand what that means, Doctor? It means that unless you're a bunch of lunatics, then... Where are you? It's time to go. I'll be right there. Looks like our little chat must come to an end. I can't answer your question just yet, Doctor. But if you know how to play chess, then I look forward to learning from you when I visit Rhodes Island in the future. What happened? Nothing much, just a little detour. You look like someone who's gone through a lot more than just a little detour. Did you know that Rhodes Island's new leader is an amnesiac? Huh? Did you hit your head somewhere? They seem to have won over many operators there in a very short period of time, and have also set the company on a clear trajectory. While having amnesia. Weird, but what does that have to do with you? I don't know yet. You don't know yet? I don't know yet. Huh. Well, I'm fascinated. I'm absolutely fascinated. I did not expect this kind of direction. Politicians are scary. I'm fascinated. Doesn't mean I can always keep up, but I have to give respect where respect is due. I prefer the directness of Seaborn. Look, I think that your chances of survival are much higher if you can actually talk to the person. As opposed to just a creature of non-stop evolution and horror. Fish doesn't hide behind cute little theaters. I have to say, though, I mean, people... Obviously, I still do not know enough. Obviously, I still do not know enough. But I'm absolutely fascinated. But I mean, okay. To be fair, I'm the type of person who loves things like Da Vinci Code, so... This is very interesting. Deep color can help translate with fish talk. You like sneaky stuff because you're secretly no Gitsune? No! No! As if the Bishop of Salviento and Namaya were always straightforward. I know, right? Also, fish can't play chess. Not no Gitsune, though. No Gitsune are just... No Gitsune don't play fair. They just like to trick people. They're just problematic for tricking people constantly. Even just for their own amusement. Your chat has been infiltrated. We should call it Rene. I'm surprised they're still on the fish thing. We're done with the fish. We're done with the fish, guys. Done with the fish. Even good foxes like mischief and misdirection. Look, I have a fascination with it, okay? I have a fascination with it. Fish won't call you about your car's extended guarantee. Alright. That was operator record. So now we have Vignette. Okay, interesting. That would be... Ah! Bonnie, hello, hello! Welcome in! Hi, Star, good to be back after viewing other content. Also glad to not have to kill any more fish! Killing fish is tiring! Phew! Yes, I'm so tired of the fish! Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you. Technically, we aren't done with fish. You just can't continue it for now. You know what? Maybe I need a fish break. Maybe I need a fish break. We've been in the fish realm for a very long time. Maybe I need a break from the fish. No such thing? Needing a fish break? Breaking bread with fish. No fish break? We are bringing the fish to the ice? What, ice fishing? I don't think ice fishing is gonna be very good. Don't worry, me and my sister will build even bigger and stronger during your break. You don't have to do that. This chat is fishy. Pisces was in retrograde or something. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's go back. We have to go to Preluding Lights. Okay.
You have my blessings, Doctor.
Hello, Pram. Preluding Lights. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Letter. Your blessing doesn't do anything? You don't know that! Hey, you know, from one wish-focused person to another. Oh, now you have her blessings. Would have been useful a while ago. It was look, it doesn't always— Silver Ash blessing works though. Silver Ash can't give blessings. Oh man, I'm so thrown right now. I'm like, oh wow, okay. So the brother is intriguing as heck and fascinating to me, and the sister is basically someone I want to be my best friend. All right. Let's see how this goes. Letter. Okay, Cliffheart. Turn the alerts off too. 6:50 a.m. Clear. Rhodes Island Landship. Operator dorms. Morning! Huh? The door's unlocked. Guess I'll let myself in. Sup, courier? Uncle Matterhorn? You guys in? Huh? Nobody's home. There's no way they'd be sleeping in this late. If they're not in their room, maybe they already left? Darn it, I have to go find them. Lady Incia, what's going on so early in the morning? Wait, hold on. Don't run in the hallway, it's too dangerous. Ah, there you are, bro. Don't worry, nothing bad's gonna— Whoa! Hey, watch out! Ew, close one. Why is there a parcel here? Thanks, bro. Good grief, I told you to be careful. What am I going to do when you actually take a fall? I knew you were gonna catch me anyway. Hey, Lady Encia, you're a fully fledged operator now. You can't be so reckless. What's wrong, courier? Did something happen? Ah, Matterhorn! Morning, Uncle.
Ah, the young lady. Good morning. Have you gotten used to life at Rhodes Island yet? It's rare to see you up so early, though. Are you getting ready for a mission? Or are you not used to the beds here? After all, I do recall you having very high standards for your sleep environment. Back at the old house, Matterhorn helped pick out a bed for you when you were still very young, right? After that, you refused to sleep anywhere else, and never without hugging your little blanket. Now that you remind me...
Wait, hold your horses, Courier. Don't make stuff up. I wasn't that much of a princess. Don't underestimate an adventurer either, got it? I've got no problem going early to bed, early to rise. If you can't get a good night's rest to replenish your energy when you're up in the mountains, there's no way you'll ever become a good mountaineer. No matter how cold it is, no matter how thin the air is, you bet I can fall right asleep.
Lady Encia, you've grown up so much.
Besides, I brought my blanket with me anyway. No way I wouldn't be able to fall asleep.
Ah, so you ended up bringing it with you after all.
You got a problem with that? Alright, let's stop talking about this already. Anyway, the fact that you two are headed out this early with these packages, are you going on a mission? And with this amount of luggage, it's looking like a pretty long trip, too. Heading back home?
That's right. We'll be getting ready to leave shortly. Yep, we have to bring some stuff back over there. Master Silverash has quite a lot of things to deal with, and Matterhorn and I will be going back to help out. Lady Encia, is there anything you'd like us to take back to Master Silverash? Matterhorn and I would be more than glad to help.
I do have things I'd like to give to my brother, but it's more than just that this time.
What else?
Well, darn it. Come here real quick. Uncle Matterhorn, let's meet up at the cafeteria in a bit. I'm gonna go for a quick walk with Courier here. Oh, and tell my brother and Gnosis that I said hi.
Wait, Lady Encia! Not so hard! You're gonna pull down my clothes! Lady Encia.
Phew, alright, this place should be fine.
Why are we avoiding Matterhorn? Is there something you can only tell me?
I guess there's a bit of that. Courier, can you keep a secret for me?
I'm afraid that depends on the situation. If it's something dangerous, I might have to tell Master Silverash.
Why do you have to be like that? Both you and Matterhorn are always taking my brother's side.
Well, Master Silverash is also looking after you.
Whatever. I'm gonna tell you anyway. It's not anything dangerous, so you'd better swear not to tell him anything. Anyway, are you planning to head up to Mount Carlin by any chance?
Not that I know, so far. It all depends on Master Silverash's arrangements. There's no saying whether Mr. Gnosis and Lady Degenbracker have plans of their own either. Why are you suddenly asking about this, though? Is it related to Lady Enya again?
I really can't keep anything from you. Actually, I wrote a letter to my sister. Back home, my brother controlled things too strictly, and I wasn't even able to sneak out to see her. I didn't even get to see her before I left for Rhodes Island. It's only gotten harder. I haven't seen Enya in the longest time.
Lady Encia.
So, Courier, would you be able to help me deliver this letter to Mount Carlin? I just want to ask her how she's doing, and if it's hard being a Saintess. I also want to tell her that she doesn't have to worry about me. Just stuff like that. I swear I didn't write anything outrageous. My brother couldn't care less about this, and he hasn't had a proper conversation with me in ages. As for Uncle Matterhorn, all he'd do is try to console me into waiting some more. So please, Courier, you're the only one I can count on. I'm sorry, Lady Encia. So, you can't do it after all? It's not that I don't want to, but the situation in Yereg has been complicated lately, and it's unlikely that the Vinebead Court will permit any sort of contact with the Sanctus. Huh? Even if I wanted to deliver the letter, I'm afraid it would be hard for Lady Enya to receive it. I've never heard of this before! My brother hasn't told me anything about this. Knowing too much isn't necessarily a good thing. The Master is looking out for you and does not wish to burden you. Sending you to Rhodes Island was another way for him to protect you. He's always like that. He always keeps me in the dark, saying that he's doing this or that for our own good. In the end, my sister still left our home for Mount Carlin. Lady Enya had no choice. Fine, whatever. I guess we're done here. Yeah? Stop it with that dour expression already, bro. Since there's nothing you can do about it, just forget the thing about the letter. Me being upset won't change anything, isn't that right? Lady Encia. But at least promise me, don't mention a single word of this to my brother, okay? He's gonna give me an earful for sure if he finds out, and my ears are gonna fall off if I have to sit through another one of his lectures. If Master Silverash heard your opinions of him, I'm sure he would be heartbroken. As if! He has more important things to attend to after all! In any case, I won't keep you any longer. I've gotta find closure first and ask if the stuff I wanted came in. But if I went down to see her this early, do you think she'd just shoo me out? Judging by Closure's typical schedule, there's a good chance that she just fell asleep and won't be responding to any knocks on the door. Good point. Maybe I'll wait till later then. That's right. Remember to bring me back plenty of sissy milk curds and pulled meat. I can't buy them anywhere else, and I haven't had any for a long time. Don't you worry. Matterhorn has a long list already, including all of your favorite things. We won't miss any of that. Excellent. Well, good luck, and have a safe trip. Uncle Matterhorn must be sick and tired of waiting in the cafeteria, so hop to it. With your blessings, we will be back in no time. Take care out there. Waves. So, it's no good after all. Not all that unexpected, but I still can't help but feel a little bit let down. You're such an idiot, Enciodes. Even if you send Courier and Matterhorn to keep an eye on me, there's no way I'm gonna give up. I'm not sure if Closure managed to get a hold of the cold weather gear I'm going to need to scale those snowy mountains. Ugh. I can't wait! But when is Closure going to get out of bed? And yeah, wait for me! The last of the wounded have been bandaged. What a relief. Nobody was seriously injured. That's another mission complete. Next, we'll have to cross the woods and return along the border between Lithanian and Victoria. Excuse me, but I won't be taking the same route back. Huh? Cliffheart, is there something else you need to do? Yes, just a little something I still have to take care of. But don't worry, it'll be just a little detour to take care of some personal matters. I won't be gone for long. But it's fine, it's fine. I'll be acting on behalf of myself and nobody else, so I won't make any trouble for Rhodes Island. And I'll talk to Dr. Calcit myself after I get back. That's not what I'm worried about, though. Well, if you say so, Cliffheart. But make sure to stay safe, no matter what. No problem.
Courier!
Good day.
Yo, haven't seen you around in a while. Did you just get back?
This time there were quite a lot of things that needed to be done, and the whole process took longer than expected.
Matterhorn and that young lady, Cliffheart, were with you as well?
Matterhorn did come with me, but we did not bring the young lady along. Speaking of which, I haven't seen her since we came back.
Oh, sorry, I must have misunderstood something. Not long ago, I saw the young lady packing a large bag of cold weather mountaineering gear, and she was dressed for the job, too. I assume she was heading back with you.
Climbing gear? And specifically for snowy mountains? Are you absolutely sure?
No doubt about it. To tell you the truth, it's a hobby of mine as well. We talk about sweet deals on climbing gear a lot, which can save a whole bunch of money. If I'm remembering things right, your country's full of snowy mountains, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Lady Encia, surely you didn't decide to climb up the mountains alone just to deliver Lady Enya a letter? Knowing Lady Encia, that is something she'd do. That can't be it, can it?
If I get a chance, I'd like to take some time off and head over there myself. I've never tried climbing snowy mountains before, so I'll definitely be asking for advice from the locals when the time comes.
Damn it. I can't get it out of my head. I have to find out for myself. I should have known. There's no way Lady Encia would have given up just like that. If it really is true, I have to stop her. Pardon me, but I must get going.
Huh? Wait, why are you running?
Sorry, but some urgent personal matters came up. Yerag welcomes one and all. I promise to take you sightseeing when we get the chance. Take this road and then head to the west. Ah, there it is. That little snow-white summit. So that's what the peaks of Yerag look like from a distance, huh? Well, can't really tell how hard that mountain is to climb from this distance. Might even say it looks kinda cute. That holy mountain of ours. But I know that's a really tough peak to summit. Those who haven't tried it themselves will never truly understand. Like us Silver Ashes. Outsiders could never understand.
Hi, that's rather unfortunate. Do you see Matterhorn and myself as outsiders too, Lady Encia? Though it is true, hearing it does make my heart ache somewhat. Finally, I've caught up.
Courier?
Thanks to your unfamiliarity with the terrain, you spent a lot of time taking this part of the route cautiously. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to catch you.
Wait, why are you here, Courier? I thought
It's too late to stay silent now. I thought I didn't tell anyone, is what you wanted to say, right? After realizing that I wouldn't help deliver the letter for you, you prepared all this cold weather mountain climbing gear and took on a mission that would put you closest to Gierak. After finishing the mission, you'd let the rest of the team head back to Rhodes Island first, and take a little detour to take care of some personal matters. Such is my Lady Encia. You certainly do act with great decisiveness.
But I still ended up getting caught.
The fact that I saw so many hints but still failed to see through your plan makes me the stupid one. Lady Encia, are you planning to scale Mount Carlin again with only your bare hands? Or do you plan on barging into the Saintess's residence to deliver your letter, with no consideration for your own safety? Have you considered what would happen if you made a fuss before the Vinebead court?
Ever since I was little, every time I tried to sneak out to play, you and my brother would always catch me. I never thought I'd be able to keep anything from you two. You're exactly right. That is my plan. Since I faced down Mount Carlin once, I can do it a second time.
I can't allow it. It's too dangerous.
But if I'm powerless, what else am I to do? I'm always powerless. Powerless to stop the rift between my brother and Enya from growing wider and wider. and I'm expected to just let it happen. On the day that Enya left home, I was hiding along the side. I knew she didn't want to go, and we both thought that Big Brother would protect us. But he didn't lift a finger. He didn't stop those people from taking Enya away. I thought my sister would cry, but she didn't. When I saw her walk out that door, in my heart, I wished that she would have cried out. Master Silverash also suffers his own hardships. I know. Even though the two of you never tell me anything, I'm not stupid. I can see it. Ever since he came back from Victoria and founded that company, even you and Uncle Matterhorn have been getting busier. I understand. I don't want to blame my brother, but, Courier, have you seen the Saintess of Yerag?
Lady Enya? No, you mean the Saintess.
Correct. The Yerag Saintess. I have, on one occasion, from a distance. At first, I was so excited to finally get a chance to see my big sister, but the only thing I saw was the Saintess of Mount Carlin, standing there as if frozen in ice. From where I stood, there was nothing of my sister. Ever since then, I knew that Enya could not possibly have been living the life she wanted atop Mount Carlin. We may have difficulty understanding each other's points of view from our current positions, but I think Lady Enya is a different person now. You can't look at her like you did then. The Saintess is very important to Yerag, and honestly, Lady Enya's situation may not be so bad. She stands to be the master of an entire religion, the very faith of Yerag. That's not the same, not at all. You can say that the Saintess is noble, exalted, capable of being detached from our feelings, but our relationship is so much more important. We're literally sisters. As siblings, if we never try to understand each other, or even worse, end up becoming enemies one day, what are we going to do then? I can't just wait until that day finally comes. I'm scared, so I have to do something. Even if it's something as simple as asking Enya how she's doing.
And what if it's not what you want to hear?
Then I'll just climb up that damn mountain! Lie, cheat, or steal if I must! I'll take her from that place! I'm serious. I'm gonna do it!
Good grief, how can you make something like that sound so simple?
Hey, this is a symbol of my determination. Why are you making fun of me? That's uncalled for, man!
The determination to lie, cheat, and steal, huh?
That's just a worst-case scenario.
That's true. I can only pray that the worst will never come to pass. Just thinking about you climbing up that mountain to kidnap her. Ugh. Just thinking about it is giving me a headache. Looks like you won't change your mind no matter what I say, right?
That's right. I'm not joking. If I say I'll do it, I'll do it!
Even if I insist on stopping you, or reporting this matter to Master Silverash.
Even if my brother objects. Even if he wants to lock me up, I won't give in. You'd better not underestimate me, because I'm not that simple to shut me down.
I guess that settles it then. You've always had that streak in you. You'll do whatever you set your mind to, and nobody can tell you otherwise. If even Master Silverash can't do anything about it, what can I do but surrender?
You mean...
Hand that letter over to me. I'd rather not live with the constant worry of wondering when you're going to do something foolish. It's better for me to help you figure out a solution, not to mention safer, too. You're really putting me in a rough spot here, Lady Encia.
You're the best, bro! If my brother is really opposed to it and somehow finds out and plans to punish you, just tell him it was all my idea. If only the master was so easy to convince. But this might not be such a bad thing either. Huh? What'd you say? Nothing in particular. Just thinking out loud. But let me say this in advance. Even if I agreed to help, most I can do is deliver the letter to the nearby monastery and then see if there's any way to get it up the mountain. That place is as close as we can get to the area controlled by the Vinebead Court. Any higher up into the mountain, and that is no longer a place you can come and go at will. I cannot guarantee that your letter will reach Lady Enya. No problem. The fact that you're willing to help means we at least have a shot. If it doesn't work, I'll just think of some other way. I hope whatever you think up doesn't involve climbing up there. By the looks of things, she really won't give up. If that day actually comes, Master Silverash is going to get the mother of all headaches. One more bowl! Chloe, I can't have another bite. I admit defeat. Who gave you the idea to compare your appetite to that of a hungry engineer who hasn't eaten in 3 days? I'm so hungry I could swallow a meat beast whole. You locked yourself in your workshop again? What you working on this time? Wait a sec. Did nobody bring you food? How'd you starve for 3 days? What about your little machines? I accidentally set the clearance level of my door to max. Plus, I was wearing my headphones, so I couldn't hear the door at all. And it's not like I was doing it on purpose. All that fighting with Reunion broke a whole lot of equipment, and repairing everything was giving me a huge headache. I can't even do this job anymore without listening to some music. That explains it. Thankfully, Amiya went to fish you out today. Alright, we done yet? I'm not here to listen to a sermon during mealtime. By the way, you're here to buy more climbing gear. How come I didn't see you use the cold weather gear you bought half a year ago? If there was a problem with the quality, just let me know. I'll go knock some... I'll go bargain with the manufacturer. About that, it's not that. There's nothing wrong with the gear. I just didn't need it for the time being. I'd be more worried if you ended up using it. That voice. Courier! Good afternoon. Oh, afternoon. Did you just get back from a mission? How come you're the only one here? The others went to look for the doctor first. As for me, I'm here to pass something on. Enya, she replied? That's right. Awesome! Then let's make that like last time and talk over there. Courier? Courier? What's going on with you? You don't look so good. Nothing happened with Enya, right? Or did something happen to Enciotes? Hey, don't panic. There's nothing of the sort. Then tell me what's going on. Situation's a bit complicated. But in any case, Lady Encia, there is one thing Master Silverash wanted you to pass on. He wants me to pass on something? Yes. This is an invitation for the doctor. Eh? Oh, okay then. Huh. What do you have planned here? Okay then. And this is the letter from the files. Okay, interesting. Your ex having a party and you're invited. Okay. One sec here. Give me one moment. Huh, okay. Interesting. My star, congrats on the invitation. Don't forget to bring a bottle of wine. Alright then. This is... Huh. Okay. Many different... okay. Look at that little gremlin peeking on the left side. Okay. I think what we're gonna do next here is we're going to swap over. I need to... Hang on a sec. Let me just... throw this here. That's fest ready. Okay. We're going to jump into... Records, Vignette, Trailer. Okay. This is where Silver Ash gives you his pot 5 and 6. Specifically handing it to you. Alright. We have a trailer here. Let's see if this works. We are allowed to watch the trailer for this event. That is quite exciting to me. Alright, you ready? Official trailer. Break the ice. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay. The avalanche will bury the whole of your egg. Do not accept these conditions. Winds picked up. Okay.
安心なさい。どんな状況でも私には見えるから。もっと楽に勝てるように今以上に強くなってみせるよ。
私の信頼を勝ち得る最適な方法は本物の実力を見せつけることだ。そんな君たちのために私も少し助力しようか。
Chessboard? Oh, yay! Winter celebrations. Alright then. Oh, this is still so pretty. Alright then. Happy New Year! Hey, Mizuki! Hello! Hello, Reed. Okay, I do like the furniture. Okay, then. There's a lot going on there, huh? Alright, we're gonna just quickly swap over here. In one sec. We were on Janu for the records, so thank you again, Janu, for your help. I really appreciate it. Alright. I'm gonna swap over here. Wait! Wait, what? Spend all his gacha currency first! MG! You're terrible! Oh my gosh, okay. Jeez. Scared me here. No, we're not doing that. You guys are terrible, you know that? Oh my gosh. Alright. Goodness.
I can hear your footsteps even with my ears folded.
You guys are awful. It will boost views. It'll also get me a Google Doc. Jeez. MG is Herald of the Apocalypse. Oh gosh. Alright, hang on a sec. Ba 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 ba. Alright. Listen, a scandal will get you in the news. I don't necessarily need to be in the news, though. Breaks over, let's get to working. Hang on a sec. Alright, actually, before we jump into, like, going through reading again, I just need to take a-
Yeah, just call me if you need something. Hard to believe.
Scandal news in Cassie style. Oh, that would be terrible. That would be like... that would be bad. That would be really bad. Humiliation ritual. Okay, let me... Okay, I'm gonna do a quick BRB. Just so that you guys aren't left with, nothing for a minute, let me replay the trailer for you, and I will be right back, okay? Alright. I'll be right back. We're gonna redo this one more time. And it's just, you know, it's better than nothing, right? Okay. I will be right back. Give me 1 sec. I will leave Pram here as well. Okay.
安心なさい。どんな状況でも私には見えるから。もっと楽に勝てるように今以上に強くなってみせるよ。
私の信頼を勝ち得る最適な方法は本物の実力を見せつけることだ。そんな君たちのために私も少し助力しようか。
Alright, here we go. Whew. There we go, and there we go. Merry Christmas to all. Alright, we are back. Let's jump in. Alright, we are not going to the fish. We are going here. Alright. No fish. No fish. No fish. Maybe regular non-seaborne ice fishing. Maybe restaurants that sell non-seaborne fish. But nothing else. Guess we'll be hearing about this. Back to our scheduled Fox Assassin, not fish, just no schedule. Alright, no. Fish are warm and just want to hug. This is cold and icy. You know what? My fur prefers cold and icy. I like cold and icy. I work better in cold and icy. Alright. Break the ice. Alright. The mountains guard ancient beliefs, and the snow hides great dangers in this realm of snow. The gods have watched over these rarely visited cliffs for 1,000 years. Smoke rises gently from chimneys in this peaceful land, its tranquility broken by a great train rushing through. Interesting. Okay. We're starting right off with a tutorial, huh? Okay, interesting. Let me also change the stage template, just so that we have that. And just set that up here for now. Why do we not show? There we go. Okay. Time to learn. Finally, we're starting peak. At the mountain peak, there you go. Okay. Star works better in cold and ice because she can just snuggle to her tails and enjoy hot cocoa. Exactly. Alright. The coefficient of friction between blocks of ice is very small. Allow your enemies to learn this lesson firsthand. Okay. Alright. Hello, Crucian Lava. Danger, slippery surface. Oh, okay.
Understood.
While fighting in the bitter cold, all combatants will be affected to some extent, even the warriors of Yerag. Units on an icy surface will periodically be chilled, inflicting them with the cold status and reducing their ASPD. Let's try to strike our enemies now, before snowfall begins. Snowfall, huh? Alright. Let me think what makes the most... There's gonna be different areas here, but okay. Before snowfall, huh?
I'm listening.
Fair enough.
Everyone try to get along.
During snowfall, all enemies and allies will be periodically afflicted with a cold status.
Looks like someone over there got frozen into solid ice.
A unit infected by cold will instead be frozen if chilled again. Frozen units are unable to act and have reduced resistance.
I see. Where's little lava? Come help me out over here. Don't call me that. Looks like these ice cubes need a good roasting. Alright, oh! Is
There
that...
you are.
Can you not... Why is there... Uh-oh. This is not good. Oh boy.
That's it.
We're gonna have someone else to help here, right? Right? Please say yes. Oh my gosh.
Here I am.
Thank you, Shaw!
Looks like a longer snowstorm is incoming. We better get ready to evacuate. Before that, though, let's brush on some physics knowledge that'll surely come in handy for future operations. I invited Shaw for a special demonstration.
Instructor Doberman, you want me to top that metal crab into the pit, right? Even if the crab is pretty light, I'm not sure I can cover that distance.
Don't worry. Just wait for the metal crab to become frozen before pushing it. If frozen enemies are affected by a shift effect while on an icy surface, the strength of the displacement will be greatly increased. If the terrain allows for it,
Make use of this knowledge to eliminate difficult enemies in one fell swoop. Really feeling like it would be nice to have cliff art. Okay, so... Thank you, lava. So wait, if they're frozen, or are we waiting for a... They have to be frozen, right? What's it gonna take for them to okay, we're waiting for them to freeze, I suppose. There we go.
You have violated the fire regulation.
What? That
What are
works.
you waiting for? It's game over for you. There you are.
All right, interesting.
I think we did all right.
I'd say so too. All right. Yeet. Okay. There we go. Make sure that we have... Okay. Welcome to my favorite mechanic, which I even made my own niche. Cold and frozen status effect. It's fun with Shaw. Okay. Claw beasts in the untamed mountains, drones hovering beneath the shades of trees, and warriors upon the snow. They surely didn't come for some kind of picnic party. Alright. Alright. I took as many operators that would fit as I could, although I do think I might want to consider adding Matterhorn. Anyway. External force. A minute touch of force from outside, with just the lightest push. An avalanche will bury the whole of Yarag. Conspiracies, machinations, and all. It's an interesting start. Sir, this is just a shoddy plank of wood. What makes it sell for 50 whole pounds? Now, sir, you'll want to learn something new today. This is no ordinary piece of wood. It's a blessing of Yarangder, goddess of the Snow Realm. It's all thanks to her protection that Yarag could be free from the catastrophes and set down roots here. And the stuff that made this charm comes from the evergreen trees of Mount Jungfrau, our own second highest peak in all of Yarag. Do you know much about Jungfrau? Legends say it's a mountain formed from the tears of Yaragander as they fell and froze. The trees watered in that snow from on high grow fruitful with Yaragander's love and favor for this land, and charms made from that timber assure your safety and warding of calamity where you may go. Seeing as it's your first time here in Yarag, why not take some souvenirs for your home folk back in Victoria? What gives you that idea? Listen, these last 2 years, Mr. Enciotes has had more and more of these big corporate whoozits flocking in. I heard your accent and I knew straight away. To new people like you, see, I recommend these charms in particular to mark the occasion. Heard of the... Do I have this written? I do not have it. Don't have this here. I'm gonna mess this up, it's okay. Heard of the Shagata, maybe? They're people-eating beasts deep in our mountains. Sinister to the eye, inhuman. There and gone again when you least expect. But so long as you're wearing this charm, blessed by the Vinebead Court, you'll cower those things under Yaragander's might, and they won't harm you. And just think, you take it back to your family and tell them, this charm bears the divine protection of Yarag's Mount Carlin. Paints the complete picture, doesn't it?
You've tripped halfway across the land to Yereg. You wouldn't go back to your own without something nice for it, would you? Fine. I'll take one. And one for my wife and little Tot, each. That's the ticket. If only we could all be as straightforward as you.
Let me see. Sorry. This wood must have been stripped from any random mountain tree. Huh?
What gives you the right to say that?
First, without approval from the Palaroches, no one's even allowed to climb Jungfrau. Second, I sure didn't hear about anyone climbing her while I was gone. When I left Yereg, I even told Weiss, if anyone makes it up her, be sure to send me a message.
How do you know who... Wait a minute. That tail. You can't be Miss Encia. Encia? You're Mr. Enciore's sister.
Uh-huh.
Now, hold it, sir. Were you actually trying to swindle me? Well, they said Miss Encia loved climbing ever since she was little. Seems she knows more about the snowcaps than us commoners after all. All these wares of mine came from the hunters in the mountains, actually. They must have been the ones swindling me, no doubt. I'll be going to find them and settle our score. As for this charm, Miss Encia, would you mind?
It's true it has the Vinebeak Court's blessing. No man of Yereg would dare to forge that seal and offend Yeregander. If you want to ward off any rumored chagadas with it, forget it. But if you take it back as a souvenir, I think it'll work great. So, just slash that price a little.
In light of that, I'll put them at 10 pounds apiece. Now, sir, are you still buying? If the sister of Mr. Enciode says as much, I've got no reason to be skeptical. Business for you must be tough. I'll take 5 of them. Coming right up. Are you here to buy anything, Miss Encia? Whatever you fancy, it's yours. My business owes itself to the Silver Ashes, after all.
No, I'll pay you like normal. Right, Doctor? Luckily we paired enough Victorian and Casimer's cash. Geez, we could exchange all we want, but it's still only worth anything in our family's region. And this trade port's doing the hottest business anywhere in our land. You may as well spend all that money right here. You still get away with it.
Lady Encia, we should be on our way to the station by now.
Ooh, we're tight on time. Doctor, let's go.
The blizzard is coming. Take caution, outsider.
And you are? If you don't want to freeze, leaving now will still save your skin. What are you blanking for, Doctor? Someone was talking to me. Huh? There's nobody here, though. Huh? It's far from the right season for leisurely outdoor coffee. You look behind you. You only see the bright canopy blocking the sun, and a sign advertising Carlin trade. A deserted terrace sits silent, just like the distant peaks of pure white. Maybe it was the pages of the magazine on the table, rustling in the wind, that gave you the illusion someone was sitting next to you, talking to you. Doctor, snap out of it. Let's move. We'll meet again. Matterhorn, you're here! The Master's waiting for you.
Good to see you, Weiss. Aren't you going?
I was going to, but the Master wants to invite the Doctor to the Tri-Clan Council with him, and have me stay back and greet them in your place. After all,
I'm an employee of Rhodes Island myself. I think you must be ready for a vacation after guarding the young lady for so long. Besides, given you're out here, I'm guessing she ditched you? Yes, she's shopping with the doctor right now. She wanted a vacation for me too, so she had me let her free. That's the master and the young lady for you. Well, how do you feel, being back this time? The territory's been fast with construction, and huge in its overall change. It's almost unrecognizable already. That's the master for you, indeed. I'll take the two of them up on their great kindness and visit home for now, see my parents, and then I'll be on standby at the master's. How about you?
Me?
You've been away for a while, too. Last time we met, weren't you off with the master to Columbia?
I've got nothing pressing. Savoring the streets again is more than enough for me.
What about that old Itra friend of yours? Monk, I think was the name. Eat a bite with him if you have the time.
We'll see, I guess.
It's me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Brilliant. It looks like the base station signal is fine.
How are you?
I found a few suitable hiding spots for the comm station installation, but no matter where we install a station in Turicum, we won't be able to catch all of Yerag. This is Yerag's southern gateway, and practically its only contact channel with the outside. Setting up a comms network here has massive importance, but if you want to cover the whole of Yerag, setting up a few more simple stations around the central lake region would be the best option.
That's not what I'm asking.
Didn't you have me wandering outside so I could scope things for us? What I mean is,
What I mean is, you haven't been back in Yerag for a long time. How do you feel?
Oh. Honestly, it feels totally unbelievable. When I left Yerag under the Silver Ash's talent fostering program, it was from here too. Back then, even Turicum was just an ordinary little village, let alone the rail station at the border now. I never thought it'd become so big. At this point, I think you could argue it stands up to the cities on the outside. Doing construction work like this in the snowy mountains must be harder than I could ever imagine.
Good.
Where are you all right now, Captain? I'll come find you.
We're boarding a train to Carlin. You don't need to come with yet.
Huh?
You mentioned your home was in an industrial area, in the mountains.
Yep.
For now, go back and visit. Nothing's more important than family.
But...
You're back in the mountains. It's the perfect opportunity to head for home. The doctor thinks so, too.
Did the doctor say that? I understand. If you're okay with it, then I will. So, the doctor?
The doctor has me with.
The train for the foot of Mount Carlin is about to depart.
The train will depart soon. Please board now. I'm heading out. Have a good break, Aurora.
With a steam whistle and a faint announcement, the train departing for Carlin sets slowly into motion. Doctor, let me tell you about the names of all these peaks. Look, the one there with the flattish slope is Jungfrau. The third Saint is named that one. The really steep one there, that's Matterhorn. His name actually comes straight from that one. Encia continues on with something to say about all the scenery that passes by, and all that Yerag is. Aside, Courier wears his eternal smile, listening to every word quietly and respectfully. But from time to time, the faraway look in his eyes carries a hint of something unclear. Sharp reclines against the seat, browsing net pages. He'll find that the contents of Yerag's internet far exceed his expectations. Alternately, you listen to Ansia and cast your gaze out of the window. Outside, remnants of ice drift in a lake reflecting the blue sky. Some locals are together at its shallows, some drawing water, some doing their laundry, some laughing. The purest white snow peaks stand imposingly tall, any attempt to lift your head and see their end blocked by the sunlight. Halfway up, where the mountains level somewhat, a young shepherd herd flocks of stock beasts home. No surprise crosses him as he sees the people aboard the train. Instead, he lifts his whip, waving at you in greeting. Not far away is the village where he lives, smoke spiraling from chimneys, peaceful and prosperous. The sight of it all wipes the cares from your mind. Perhaps this journey will be just fine. Starting on a sour note. We started on a good note. What do you mean a sour note? That's not a sour note, it's a good note. Claw beast, okay. Alright. It's an early stage, so you know what? Let's have Courier in here. I think that would be good.
Forwards.
I'm watching this part too, of course. Alright, Courier, I think you're good. Let's have Pram cover this area here.
Let us begin.
We'll be fine there. And we'll have Vulpes here, just in case we need any help. Alright, we're gonna learn 3 DP, gradually obtains 8 DP during skill duration and defense up. Okay.
At your service.
We're gonna learn how this works. I don't get much of a chance to use Courier, so... And we do not have good range for that, so... Alright, let's have Saria behind Courier. Just to make sure that Courier's okay. I'm just trying to learn operators that I normally do not have a chance to work with. However, Frigid, a custom drone made to order for Carlin trade, gains status resistance. I don't like that. What did it bounce around with? What was it doing? Alright. Amiya, can you keep an eye on these drones, make sure they don't go anywhere? I appreciate it, thank you. Alright. Courier can block 2, this is good to know. We're 6 at 17, okay. Silver Ash is a Lord Guard, so... You can switch between original and following. Range reduces, defense up, restores HP, max HP per second. Okay. I'm sure that will be fine on the other end here.
They'll pay for what they've done.
Icefield Warrior. Warrior proficient in Icefield combat. Okay, we're gonna have Silver Ash behind here, just so that I can learn what Silver Ash does. Huh? Okay, so everyone's gonna get frozen if they're... It's after a certain time, or if they're hit. Oh shoot, Amiya, you're on way too crazy of a skill right now. Shoot. Amiya, you don't need to be doing that. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to make sure we get you off skill. Amiya, this is not helping. You do not need to be doing this. Goodness. Amiya, you don't... Alright. Amiya, please. There's no one there. You don't have to worry right now. Please.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. It's taking too long. Keep it down, Sirius. You're interrupting my train of thought. What's to think about? Ensiotes has to hand his land over this time. Yucatan, your opinion? I agree with Russ, but Sir Ensiotes won't just lie down and take it. At least you think before you talk, unlike your wife here. Oh, who exactly is this about? You, of course, my beautiful little sister. If only it wasn't for Arktosh and his idiot facing firing off anything to do with Carlin. I didn't want to fall out with Ensiotes this soon, that's for sure. People like Ensiotes are a handful. Even if he croaks, he'll be sure to put us on the brink too, at least. Not to mention... Something tells me he won't accept his sorry lot, and it's telling me loud. In my view... I said keep it down, Sirius. If you really have something to say, you can go outside and then tell the mountains about it. Of course, I won't let you back indoors. Fine, I'll just shut up then. So happy to talk to yourself. Sir Arktosh arrives. At the summit of Carlin in winter, the frigid winds never rest, but the look in Arktosh's eyes and the sound of his great axe as it drags along the ground in bursts come to fool people. It's as if the winds are his to bring. Look who's here, Arktosh, my fine friend.
Ensiotes.
Who am I to answer that? I thought you would have bumped into each other outside and settled everything there. And that way I wouldn't need to be tormented in here, and I could go home happy.
How surprising that something can even torment you, Ratatos.
Of course. I've got torment to the nines. Such as more and more people in my territory wanting to work for a living at Ensiotes instead. Or Gulo, the most able officer you have, not showing up today. Why?
He caught a cold.
Yerag's sturdiest soldier catching a cold. That's no good omen. Looks like we'll need that man under Ensiotes to give him some treatment. Gnosis, that one.
He'll get better on his own.
Fine, fine. No good deed of mine goes unpunished. Seeing as you're here, it looks like we're just missing Ensiotes now.
3 o'clock chime has not yet sounded.
I see I've kept the two of you waiting.
Sir Ensiotes and the Great Elder arrive!
There's a mystery. Why are the two of them together? Ensiotes, don't tell me you went praying to the Sanctus before coming to this meeting.
Far from it. I met the Great Elder along the way, and had a few words with him. Great Elder, you first. A fine courtesy.
The entrance to the hall slowly shuts, the air inside settling down in an instant after. The Great Elder sits straight in the middle. Arktosh and Ratatos stand to one side, and Ensiotes to the other. The gulf of difference is stark.
Former tri-clan councils always had us sit together, talking of the year's crop of affairs, of whose house had done more, and of whose required assistance after blights of snow. I had not foreseen such a topic at today's council. Ugh.
You'll want to really grill Ensiotes about that. No need for such aggression, Arktosh. As the Great Elder said, the Tri-Clan Council should be no place for us to blame and reproach each other. I wonder if you've heard one about the pot and the kettle, Ensiotes.
Enough, enough. given we are all here, we shall commence this meeting of the Tri-Clan Council. By Yeragander.
By Yeragander.
I presume all three are aware of the purpose of this council. On Mr. Arktosh and Miss Ratato's proposal, last meeting, that the Silver Ashes would cede governing authority over the valleys and mining regions, for the Palaroches and Browntails to then administrate. In addition, the Silver Ashes withdraw from the Parliament of the Tri-Clan Council.
Gnosis Eldevice has been expelled from his post by myself. I believe both of you know this already.
What good does knowing that do? Gnosis is your aide. How could his actions not have been according to your instruction? If you think pinning the blame on him will let you escape punishment, then think again!
Arktosh, why come to such an arbitrary conclusion?
Seodes, there's much I can tolerate from you. You can open your factories in your territory, do your business, recruit your foreigners. That is your territory. Whatever ghoulish form you twist it into is not my concern. But never should you have led your railroad to Carlin, bringing the copper stench onto Holy Earth. And your mining up to Carlin's foot, extracting resources in secret is beyond the pale. What do you take the ground of Carlin for? What do you take the land of Yeragander for? You even plotted against any inspection team so that they wouldn't investigate your factories. My subordinates are still bedbound for it. Is that what you want to say? That these are all the doing of that accursed Edelweiss, and nothing to do with you?
Gnosis was once my most trusted partner, and I mistakenly gave him too much power. For that, I am deeply regretful. What of you, Ratatos? Is there really no leeway to reverse course between us? I really would love to help you, Enciodes. After all, 6 whole years ago, it was me who paved your way back into this hall. Of course it hurts pushing you out again by my own hands. But in the end, when it's about all of Yerag, I just can't defend you. Though I believe the Browntails have benefited greatly from business in Turicom. Am I denying that? It's not just money in our pockets. We can reap the rewards with our subjects, too. Who wouldn't be a fan? Only sticks in the mud like Arktosh. But even though people talk behind my back thanks to it, crying witch about me, I still have a bottom line, Enciodes. I don't know what you read or learned in those 4 years you studied outside that drives you to abuse our trust to this point. I was wrong about you 6 years ago, Enciodes. I'll pay for that in time, but you're going to pay first. Ceding the valleys and mines under our jurisdiction, as well as the Silver Ashes seat at the Tri-Clan Council. These are your demands. Is it not an excessively high price? Harlan Trade has already stricken its then-director in these affairs, Gnosis, of its register. The company's growth policy has recently mildened too. How much is plain to see. Too late, Enciodes. If this price wasn't high, how would you ever remember it? If you wanted to seek forgiveness, you never would have done any of this in the first place. But since you have done it already, then today, here and now, you must pay something for it. Are you handing over governance of the valleys and mines, or are you not? Are you seceding from the Tri-Clan Council, or are you not? All I have done up to now was for the development of Yerag. That it would worsen our relations with the Palaroches and Browntails to this present extent was never my wish. And from the exchanges I've just had with the two of you, I see this worsening is already unavertible and unredeemable. I somewhat foresaw it, but to arrive at this moment in reality, at this time of grievance and ultimatum in this hall, still fills me with sorrow. But I truly cannot bear to see a fissure arise in the 3 clans that govern Yerag together. Descent in the 3 clans signifies descent in Yerag. It signifies that Yeragander's people are soon to lose their collective homeland.
And Siodes, if you truly thought so, if you truly ever thought so for even one moment, you would have sent yourself packing from Yerag, back to your Victoria, and been a worry less on Yerag herself!
Arktosh, I, Siodes Silverash, am the head of the Silverashes. This means I must bear my responsibility for the future of Yerag, and fulfill what is obliged of me. I don't know what makes you feel I should have stayed in Victoria. Is it because these days of only 2 clans in Parliament made you feel so much more powerful? Not to mention, my reforms in the years I've led the Silverashes are a done reality. The people of my territory haven't just gained from the way of life I brought, they've continued to advance such lives by their own accord. Even if I leave, the machines will still work, and the trains on the tracks will still set into motion. Or do you truly believe that if I hand off the valleys and mines today, and cease operations of these factories and railroads, that the people working there, the people benefiting from what it produces, will exceed? That's your problem to solve, Siodes. No, Ratatos. Maybe you have incredible trust in my problem-solving ability, but at base, this is not a problem I alone must face. You wouldn't suggest that the Browntail's subjects have never profited any from these years Carlin trade has done business? How many people have the originium stoves kept going through the coldest winters, procured from Columbia by Carlin trade? There are no catastrophes in our mountains, but the ice and snow still claim lives. What is so disgraceful about the herder's prods, or the fertilizer that comes from Victoria? You brought about this situation today, including your constant embellishment of yourself, and now you're using that same situation to menace us, shamelessly. Get it out. Say this is all your accomplishment. Say you're powerless to give those of Yerag self-sufficiency, and that you're not afraid to have them mocking you. You, head of the Silverashes.
Run, Ratatos. To menace is the bluff of one who lacks confidence, while I am only recounting the truth. You deem Carlin trade a menace to Yerag. That in itself is a mockery beyond the heavens.
You've got some gall by the sound of it, Siodes. I remember. You've been good at talking this sort of talk ever since you were young.
Don't waste your breath, Siodes. Today, you will.
Would I not hand it over today, General Gulo would have directly assumed control of the valleys, having been stationed close by long ago.
You...
Don't be so quick to resort to force, Arktosh. I can make commitments and decisions accordingly to your proposals. Conflict has been far from my intent up to now. As the head, I will not put up with any losses either. But if it's for putting this grievous state of affairs in check, for the alliance of the 3 clans of the Snow Mountains, then in the capacity of Yeragander's people, the Silverashes can make concessions. I am fully able to offer the valleys and mines with both hands. You're serious?
You can say a fine line, and Siodes, there's no one here who will be taken in by your drivel.
Hence why I say, Arktosh, don't rush. Impetuousness will be your weakness, guardian axe of Yeragander, most pious soldier of Yerag. I can accept these conditions you two have devised, but it will not be handed to the Palaroches, nor the Browntails.
Then to whom do you give it? What? Yeragander?
Completely correct, Arktosh, most faithful of the people of Yeragander. Every inch of territory of the Silverashes, and all of you, and of you all too,
is fundamentally accorded to us by Yerrigander's trust. We merely supervise it in Yerrigander's place.
Hold on, you can't be...
It is as you imagine, Ratatos. I've decided I will hear your demands, and give the Silver Ashes valleys and mines in whole to the Vinebead Court, for the Saintess to handle its factories and pits.
What?
So as to avert conflict between the three clans, Yereg ought to have a leader who can hold the faith of both the three clans and the Snow Realm citizens at once. Though we've managed, I believe that having the Vicar of Yerrigander take control of Yereg once again, as in times past, is a fair and reasonable thing. I imagine that peacefully settling this issue, peacefully partitioning the Silver Ashes assets, and peacefully avoiding a direct clash of the three families, is what we all hope for by all rights. Ratatos, Arktosh, I can give up my valley and mines on this one condition. What do you think? A spell of silence. The attending nobles look amongst each other, trying to comprehend what purpose lies within the words. The only sound, the scratching of the transcriber's pen, but that freezes too a few short seconds later, hung in the atmosphere. The first to break the silence is a pencil as it carelessly clatters to the ground, alongside a stunned gasp from an unknown someone. Immediately, consciously, low murmurs of discussion arise one after another, as if a pan of rusty and lowly heated oil.
Look, is that the man from the Edelweises?
That Gnostisker has the nerve to show his face here. I spit on him.
Good word, he's turned this way.
See the look in his eyes. Heaven knows why Mr. Enciotes ever gave him such great responsibility, when his parents clearly plotted.
Shush it now. You'll anger Yerrigander if you speak of these things atop Carlin. Though you have to admit, his happy days are at an end. Mr. Enciotes obviously couldn't tolerate his conduct 1 second longer.
Really? Did Mr. Enciotes finally pull him from his post?
Yes, didn't you know? At the council last month, he removed him from his office on the spot.
He's already out then? That's wonderful! His number was long up.
Sir Nasus.
I've warned that we should not converse on these occasions.
Yes, my apologies. Only, I received an urgent message. The train carrying Rhodes Island's delegation is almost at Carlin's foot already. You had some interest in this company. Do you want to go and meet them?
The Snow Realm has reached a major juncture. If there are external forces that have been drawn in, then I'll naturally meet them when the time comes. No need to go out of my way. Besides, I'm merely an employee on probation now. What position do I have as pretext to meet them?
Sir, it really was disappointing to see how Enciotes acted, ejecting you as a figurehead just to appease the other two clans.
Appease? Enciotes' thoughts are by no means as simple as that. I've heard Rhodes Island really did succeed in slowing the exacerbation of Encia's oropathy.
Yes.
And they do, in fact, have the resources to win the Silver Ash's favor. But the attention of Enciotes is both a blessing and curse. No easy judgments yet.
You mean...
There is no extraneous meaning to what I said. Anyhow, presumably those in company must have applauded and cheered, the same way those two dilettantes did just now, hearing I was gone.
None of them understand your worth, Sir Nasus.
You
Using the word worth to describe a person implies that person can be weighed. Sir. By now, Enciodes should have proposed his idea for the Saintess to lead the Tri-Clan Council. The meeting hall, at this moment, should be utter chaos. Enciodes, in the end, this is the step you took after all. You're the one who understands Enciodes the most. Only you can stand in the way of his ambitions.
The wind's picked up. It's going to snow.
A massive snowflake sticks against Gnosis's shoulder, only for the frigid wind to pitilessly, immediately blow it off. Yerag's snowstorms are far from rare. They only need the clouds to gather thick enough, waiting just for a turning point. And once the equilibrium of the air that supported those clouds is smashed, and loses its bracing power, does Enciodes seriously mean for the Saintess to become Yerag's queen? Impossible! This is Enciodes we're talking about! But he seemed serious about those ideas he spouted just now. No matter how you put it, think how incredible it'll be if Yerag could unite under the Saintess's leadership. Yeragander's land really should return to Yeragander! The whispers amongst the bystanders come together, and momentarily, the roar of the wind outside the window is covered by the voices. Enciodes, do you have any idea what you're saying?
I'm clear as I could be. Let us lay everything out in the open. I originally held that, so long as results were had and the Silver Ash's sincerity was clear to you all, you would discard your prejudices and hand in hand with me, lead Yerag forward. If the three clans could act together, then regardless of any difference in earnings, a country's stance upon foreign trade versus a company's stance upon foreign trade are completely divorced concepts, and the results obtained will be a world apart. Maybe my pace was too fast, and led you to believe instead I was planning to submissively hand Yerag to outsiders? As if you weren't? Enciodes, Carlin is not your theater to act in. Yeragander will punish you for every lie you've spewed.
In that case, that Carlin still permits me to stand here is my greatest proof.
Leave it at that. I know full well I can't change your thinking, but I don't plan to alter Carlin trade policy because of your short-sightedness either. Carlin Trade values Yerag's mines and factories, but they aren't the totality of the company. Letting them bring the company into stasis is far less worth it to me. If we let an eye for an eye go any further, then in the long run, we'll have spent excessive energy on uniting our views, and it'll have given outside threats a chance to hijack. Like you, this is in no way what I want. Therefore, I ultimately resolve to hand over all executive power to the Saintess. It will be for the Saintess to determine. I can accept this arrangement, and I believe all present can too. A heap of nonsense! Who would believe words like these from someone trampling on the faith of Yeragander? Trampling? I know that's how you see it. Many harbor prejudice towards the change Carlin Trade has brought. But labor is the very foundation of which Yerag was stood. Forget not that should they still have work at noon, the Browntail's people pass on kneeling in prayer to Carlin. And if things are busy, they certainly do not take the monthly visit to Carlin to hear the teachings. Ha! Enciodes, pulling some hand-fisted strawman like that isn't one bit persuasive. What next? Are you going to say that everything you've done to Carlin is by Yeragander's counsel? Yeragander, page 1, line 1. Her tears are the ice eternally unmelting, her back the unbreaking mountain, her breath the cold wind of winter, her smile the warm light of spring. When she awakes, shall the mountains summon her, as the sky casts down lustrous spectra. No one has ever said that the Holy Mount can truly stand for her. Mount Carlin's uniqueness is owed to the Vinebeak Court being situated on it. If you denounce me for the harm of the Vinebeak Court's interests, I will readily concede that. Besides, I have brought my full good faith. And in addition, those who toil will hold power, and those who idle will suffer. I have never gone against her teachings. Utter tripe! The Vinebeak Court is Yaragander's representative upon this land, and the Saintess of the Vinebeak Court her Terran speaker. How do you think you can change this with a mere few utterances? Great Elder, will the Vinebeak Court suffer these wild lies? Naturally, I have to protest what Mr. Enciode says. However, day in and day out, the scholars wage countless disputes over interpretations of her words. The Vinebeak Court is not a place of outlawed dissent by any means. Who is right and who is wrong? Far be it from you or me to have the final say, Arktosh. Page 3, line 5. In the beginning, Yerag had but one untamed settlement, so until she lifted her head from amidst the mountains. This time, following Enciodis' start, some nobles present notably began to recite alongside him. She became as human, and lived in survival with the untamed, yet they feared her might and honored her as divine. More came to gather at her side, and so was Yerag born, and she its first ruler. Under her guidance did Yerag flourish and thrive in bountifulness. Arktosh, tell me, what does page 321, line 1 say? After she held the kingdom for 3 centuries, there came one sudden day when she passed the ruler's title to her helper and vanished amidst the blizzard.
Henceforth, Yerag was given unto the people's hands.
Everyone, we are all of Yerag and all her people. It is exactly as I said before. If there is someone able to determine how we should proceed, then it is not I, nor you, nor Ratatos. That someone must be her speaker, the Saintess. That we do not trust each other won't matter. The Saintess will determine for us, and show us towards the future. Or do you mean to admit somehow that you don't trust the Saintess to make the fairest ruling, and that you don't trust her speaker upon the land? In an instant, the attention of every noble there focuses onto Arktosh. You, Enciodes, how dare you!
Enciodes, if you're hoping this level of provocation will rouse any reaction in us, then that's far too disappointing of you. The Saintess was born a Silver Ash, that we all know. But her character is equivalently common knowledge. She is still Yerag's Saintess. From the moment she received the glory and duty of Yeragander, the people of Yerag have been witness to her every word and action. Her conduct has been impartial, ever since she took up the title. As things stand, how can we be skeptical of her simply for her common birth? It's like you just said. Yeragander was broad of heart, and resolved to give Yerag's future to her people. But you, Enciodes, choosing only now after all this time to bring up Yeragander, expounding on her virtue and benevolence, Is that not out of some ulterior motive? Really? You are the one disrespecting the Saintess, Ensiodes, coming in with sophistry to coerce and take advantage of her people.
That's a grave accusation, Ratatos. Far graver than your criticisms of Carlin trade. It seems our continuing this discussion further will only add to the maelstrom of conjecture. Given so, we may as well ask the Saintess to come here, and we'll set things straight in front of her. No objections. With all three clans gathered here, I suspect there won't be any room for your tricks. Well then, in the interest of fairness, may we trouble the Great Elder in our humble request of the Saintess? So be it. I'll go and ask her. Exercise patience, please.
I think it might be snowing outside. What's so strange about that? The snow never stops falling on this mountain. Something's different. So, Ensiodes proposes the three families hand their power to me. For me to decide Yarag's future? Indeed. What do you think of it, Enya? Well met, Great Elder.
Enya, here you are. I imagine you've probably heard about the Assembly's affairs.
If you mean the transferal of power, yes, I already know. There's been progress then, if you've come for me now?
Keen ever since you were little, young one. It's reached the point where the clan's views clash like fire and water. Before this council convened, Silverash gave me a hint or two, that under the current situation, the plan he'd suggest may well de-escalate.
It seems you don't approve of my actions last council after all, Great Elder.
Enya. Oh, Enya. Come, child. Look outside. Could you know the years it took for the frost and snow to finally cover these mountains? And could you know how many years had to pass for us to have this pure and holy summit where we stand?
I understand. But her tears are the ice eternally unmelting, her back the unbreaking mountain, her breath the cold wind of winter, her smile the warm light of spring. If everything was Yarragander's gift, then why must Yarragander's people still fear the blizzard?
In that respect, you and him do seem alike. Yet different, too.
Pardon me?
Nothing. Just an old man thinking out loud. What you say is correct, Saintess. You've spent all your time atop this summit, and the mountains have bowed to Yarragander's speaker in turn. To think so is quite right. However, in snow this great, built up over so many years, how many of Yarragander's people would be buried should it ever collapse? To me, Yarag's peace of mind has always come first and foremost. I trust, Saintess, that you are the same. It's about time. The three are still in the hall awaiting you. You cannot appear too soon, but I wouldn't advise you to be too late either. Now is the perfect time.
May you both come this way, please? All right. Yarag's peace of mind. Letting the snow carry on building underfoot, without a place for us to clear away. Will that be peace for Yarag? Yarragander, I pray, watch over your people. the Saintess arrives. In the wake of the blizzard sweeping the mountain, the clear, sharp bell strokes come as if from the heavens to the ears of Yerigander's people. Where she passes, no noble fails to stand, offering the most formal etiquette, chanting the most devout prayer. Frost and snow have fallen by your will to bring to Yerag blessings.
Saintess, it's been long.
With your litany of occupations, you've neglected worship, Sir Anciotes. It truly has been long.
You requested an investigation of the valleys and mines prior, Saintess. I could not, of course, neglect that. Once all this is settled and done with, I will personally lead a procession in worship to Carlin.
Your faith in Yerigander is apparent throughout. Why be so elaborate in proving it?
That's a fine jest, great Saintess.
I hear a sister of yours has come back to Yerag.
You're well informed, Saintess. She should be on the path to Carlin with an honored guest at this very moment.
A guest?
Indeed. Up until now, my sister has been receiving treatment at a medical firm called Rhodes Island for her neuropathy. For the coming grand ceremony, I've invited one of said firm's leaders to visit Yerag as a gesture of thanks.
You care much for your sister, Sir Anciotes. Truly, it is admirable.
You flatter me, Saintess. I presume you already know of my proposal. What do you think of it?
What are Sir Arktosh and Lady Rotato's considerations?
I, Arktosh, with my faith in Yerigander visible to all, say that let alone merely having the Saintess be the mediator of the three clans.
Hold it, Arktosh!
I could hand my position as head to her, and what shame would it be?
And you, Lady Rotatos?
Who could possibly say no in this moment? Who would dare say no in this moment?
For the great Saintess to be the arbitrator of the three clans, in this present situation, is indeed the best option. I understand. As the three clans' heads all submit to this, and are willing to entrust themselves to me, I shall respond in kind to all, and assume the duty of guiding Yerag.
I can tell you're a perfectionist. Well, nothing wrong with that.
Really? Ugh. Oh yeah. What a yap fest worthy of Cal. Oh goodness. Ah! Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm grabbing some water here. Politics indeed. Story jump scare. Oh no, a boss stage. Oh jeez. Okay. I gave you the story lengths for a reason. I do appreciate that, yes. Give me a moment. I'm gonna go pin those real quick. Hang on 1 second. I am pinning this. Oh dear. Maybe this will be our roadblock. Another film reel. We all know what that means. Gets popcorn started. Oof. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm already so tired. Okay. Star, get ready to replay the stage over and over again. It's really hard. Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try my best to, do our stage incoming. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Did we pull Pram Alter on this account, Star? I only have one account, and yes, except she was very unkind about it. Ugh. I'm just looking at the time right now. Yeah, okay. I think I can do this. Max potted her, she loves me. Cool. Good for you. Just what I wanted to hear after going to 300 rolls for one. Congratulations. And I really didn't need to hear that. Okay. I was wondering, is the SZ in Arktosh meant to be a... I don't know what that would be, sorry. 'Cause that was the old grammar. If you don't have that key on your keyboard slash typewriter slash keyboard. I don't know what that letter is. I apologize. It's fine, you'll get her twice from off rates on Suey Banner. With Silver Ash giving his valleys and mines and factories, I think she wanted more from you. Alright. Oh, okay. We call it the Sharp S? Okay, I was told that it's probably like an SH type of thing. I don't know if that's how you would pronounce that. Alright. Fun facts, Arktos is Greek for bear, an ursine named Bear. As another fun fact, grizzly bear's scientific name is Ursus Arktos horribilis. Bear, horrible, literally translated. Alright. Alright, I can do this. No more daddlying it. Okay. When in Yerag, you find it difficult to turn down such hospitality. So why not have some fun for the time being? Sure. Now that this is settled, the three clans must start liaising frequently with one another. We must further discuss the specific of the transfer of powers to the Saintus and what powers each family is allowed to keep. However, aside from this, the preparations the three of us must make for the ritual are equally important. Therefore, with the upcoming ceremony, I propose we seize the occasion and transfer our powers to the Saintus at the same time. The ceremony and the transfer of powers are managed by different individuals. As such, both can be conducted at the same time. What's more, the ceremony also calls for the participation of the clan leaders. What do you think of the idea, if I may so ask? The decision has been made. It will happen in due course. This year's ceremony will also be a ceremony for the transfer of powers to the Sanctus, huh? Guess we have something to look forward to. In that case, I will have my men draft the relevant documents and distribute them across Yerag. I am sure the masses will be rejoiced to learn of this.
Wait. Is something the matter? You can't hoodwink your way out of this, Enciodes. Who will manage the valleys and the mines the next few days? Gnosis was in charge, but you had him fired. Who will take care of all that? You needn't worry, Arktosh. I hired an expert from outside Yerag. This expert will conduct a field investigation on the valley and the mine from a disease prevention perspective and construct a medical facility within Silver Ash territory. I will put this person in complete control of the two areas. Look at the time. The train should be arriving in Carlin right about now. If you two would like to meet the expert, you need only wait a short moment longer. Enough of this nonsense! I have no idea who you hired and what you're planning with this medical charade. However, this so-called expert of yours will stay within my sight at all times. This is my guest you're talking about, Arktosh. That's exactly why, Enciodes. You said the overmining was Gnosis's doing, and I couldn't care less whether that's the case or not. The way I see it, anyone you hire might as well be another Gnosis. We may be rid of one, but there will always be more. You want to leave your men in charge of the place? Fine. But you will have to show me what this expert is capable of. If your expert does well, then not only will they be your guest, Enciodes, I vow to welcome them with my warmest hospitality as my own guest. What's the matter? You were talking so big. Do you really need so much time to think? If everything is as you said, what is there to hesitate about? Or do you mean to tell us this person you hired is indeed another Gnosis, here to do your dirty work again? The Palaroches have always been in charge of the Vinebeak Court's security. Now that I've agreed to turn these lands over to the court, I cannot be more reassured with the Palaroches looking after them. That said, a word of advice, Arktosh. You best be careful. Entertaining this guest of ours will be no walk in the park. Ha! Not a problem. There are no guests we Palaroches cannot entertain. Let's find out whether this guest is as stiff-necked as you.
Sirius, I need you to look into this guest. Having me run your errands again? I'm not in the mood for your sharp tongue. Monk! Monk! Monk here. Give me a car. Of course. Yucatan, go! Please watch your step, madam.
Well, what's your view on all this?
I'm afraid I'm not capable enough to see Enciodes' attempt.
I don't blame you, but I certainly didn't expect that crafty woman Ratatos to agree to it. I don't get it.
It's Matriarch Ratatos. I'm sure she has her ideas.
All I know is that Silver Ash brat has to be planning something. And he may sound like he has a point, but I will never believe anything he says so easily. Tell Gulo to invite Enciodes' guest over. We'll figure out what to do later.
Yes, sir. Man, I didn't expect it to start snowing the moment we got off the train. Doctor, let's wait till it stops before we head up the mountain.
That's some heavy snow.
This actually isn't so bad. We get snowstorms like this in Yerag all the time. It's kind of a pain to get to Carlin right now. I hope the train will take us all the way to the foot of the mountain one day. We may call this the Carlin Railway, but there's actually a stretch of distance from the station to the foot of the mountain where we aren't allowed to build anything. Sounds like it's gonna be difficult then. There's a lot of resistance to the idea. I'm not too sure about this stuff, but I don't think it's going to be easy. A lot of the people here insist on walking every single step up Mount Carlin, thinking to do so otherwise would be unfaithful, but I don't think Yarrigander would mind. We Yarrag folk always keep faith in our hearts. How would taking a train straight to the mountain change any of that?
Sir Enciodes has always wanted to have the railway go straight to Carlin. Alas, the lands up ahead belong to the Palarochas. Sir Arktosh would never let him build any tracks there. Half a year ago, there was even a bit of a tussle between General Gulo of the Palarochas and Gnosis.
With Gnosis? Oh, right. I haven't heard anything about him for a while. Is he doing okay?
He was fired because of that scuffle. One of the reasons Sir Enciodes invited the doctor here is because he wanted the doctor to fill his role.
Huh? How come no one told me that? Doctor, did anyone... What's the matter? Who are you people?
Lady Encia, get behind me! On Sir Arktosh's orders, I'm here to extend the Silver Ash's guest, Starlight, an invitation to the Arktosh estate.
You're bringing all these soldiers along to invite our guests to your place? What kind of sick joke is this? This place belongs to my family, the Silver Ashes. General Gulo, you may work for the Palarochas, but I suggest you don't do anything out of line.
I see you're here as well, Lady Encia. You'll have to pardon me for my intrusion.
I'll cut to the chase. Dr. Starlight is the Silver Ashes guest, and you aren't bringing anyone along on your way home, not on my watch.
Relax, Lady Encia. Sir Arktosh only wanted to invite the esteemed guest to pay our humble abode a visit.
As if my brother would agree to something that unreasonable.
Not to worry, Lady Encia. Your brother, Sir Enciodes, has already given us his approval.
No way!
It's true. Also, Lady Encia, mention the ownership of the land here. This isn't Silver Ash territory anymore. From now on, the land belongs to the Vinebead Court.
Come again? Weiss, what's the meaning of this? First, it's the reason the doctor was invited here. Then, it's the ownership of the lands. What else are you keeping from me?
Sorry, Lady Encia.
Weiss, come on! What's happening?
Which one of you is Starlight?
Definitely ain't me.
If it's not you, then keep your mouth shut! Wait, hold on! With that hood, it's gotta be you! Breathes a long sigh. Wait. If you say so. Don't move. Hands off your weapons. Last warning, no funny moves. You don't seem very happy about our arrangement. Know your place, outsider. Sir Arktosh gave you an invitation. Most people are never so lucky.
You dare act so impudent, knowing that there's an esteemed guest who stands before you.
Ugh!
You hear footsteps accompanied by dull metallic clanking sounds. An impressively tall woman walks toward you. Immediately, everything falls silent. The Yarag soldiers surrounding you put away their weapons and step aside with timid looks on their faces. She takes a quick glance at all of you, briefly pausing at her as her gaze lands on the elite operator standing next to you. The moment their eyes meet, they put their hands on their weapons by pure instinct. I assume you will do whatever it takes to get this doctor to pay your visit today?
We have our orders, and Sir Enciotes gave us his approval. You shouldn't have a problem with that.
Relax. I'm not here for you. Lady Encia, Enciotes asked me to escort you home. Dagenbrecker, did my brother really... Correct. I'm here to receive our guest for Enciotes, and I've done that now. And you'll hand me over to these guys right straight away? That's right. Please, go on.
Looks like Sir Enciotes is so busy that he doesn't have the time to come fetch the doctor himself.
Correct. Put your weapon down. I would rather not offend our guest's bodyguard in any way.
It's part of my job to carry a weapon at all times, and you're not my boss.
Enough, Sharp. No bloodshed here.
I'm the doctor's bodyguard. Wherever the doctor goes, I go. My instructions are to invite the doctor, and the doctor alone.
It's okay, Sharp. You go stand by somewhere else.
If you say so.
Doctor, are you seriously going? This isn't your fault. Don't worry. Don't worry? How am I supposed to not worry? And why are you even going along with what they're saying, Doctor? Gulo. You do well to treat our guest better than that. Say please.
Doctor of Rhodes Island, please follow us to the Palarope estate.
The Black Knight is so well-mannered. Oh? Your name still has legs in Kazimierz. I'm just Enciotes' bodyguard. Give him my regards. I will. Lead the way.
Looks like I'm working overtime again.
Turicum Daily. Extra edition. Breaking news. At the Tri-Clan Council that just concluded, the Vinebead Court and the clans have come to a shocking understanding regarding the Carlin mining question. To resolve the differences between the families and to better drive Yerag's development, the clans have all agreed to turn portions of their authority over to the Saintus, in accordance with the teachings of Yeragander. Moreover, the clans have all agreed to fully assist the Saintus in her role as the leader in service of leading Yerag toward a better tomorrow. Enciotes!
You're home, Encia. You've traveled far, my dear sister.
Enciotes, why?
Slow down.
Why did you hand the doctor over to the Palaroches?
I need the doctor to carry some of Gnosis' responsibilities for me. And as you know, the relationship between Carlin Trade and the Palaroches has been tense. Arktosh demanded that the doctor operate under his supervision, and it's a reasonable ask.
Then why didn't you tell the doctor? Not even I knew about this arrangement.
It happened after I had the invitation sent out.
But still!
I know Rhodes Island saved you, and I know you think very highly of the doctor. Trust me, Encia, I think of the doctor no less highly than you do. If the doctor comes to harm there, the Palaroches will pay the price.
No, Enciotes, I'm not just a Silver Ash. I'm an employee of Rhodes Island. I have a responsibility to ensure the doctor's safety. Leave that to me.
You've grown up, Encia. Let's do this, then. Matterhorn. Sir. Have someone keep an eye on what's happening over there. As soon as the doctor begins work in the valleys and mines, you may take Encia to see the doctor. Very good, sir.
Enciodes!
Go, Encia. Rest well.
All right.
Master, about the doctor. Matterhorn, make sure Encia is safe. I will. It's useless, you know. She isn't the kind of girl we can keep inside the house. I'll keep an eye on her. I need you on standby. So be it then. Speaking of which, how much do you know about this doctor of Rhodes Island? An excellent scholar of outstanding professionalism who understands the profits that Rhodes Island will see from working with me. That the doctor so quickly got the grasp of the situation and accepted the arrangement shows that I was correct in my assessment. Why do you ask? I don't think this doctor is merely a scholar. Great at sniffing things out, no doubt, and much more so than you expected, too. And besides, this doctor sends you regards. You think the doctor foresaw all this? I sense not a bit of surprise under that hood. Not only did this scholar of yours understand the situation completely, there was never even a hint of astonishment, and I must empathize that. What's more, apparently my reputation precedes me. Looks like our friend came prepared. Trust my intuition, Enciodes. I have an eye for people. You might have made yourself an enemy with this move of yours. An enemy? No. If the intel I gathered and your description are correct, then the doctor will become my dearest friend. Or should I say, I will become the doctor's dearest friend? Sir Enciodes, it's time for your meeting. Let's go.
What's Gnosis doing here? He never showed his face in meetings like this.
I heard the one they hired to clean up his mess is finally here. I bet he couldn't bear with the shame any longer and came to beg the boss for mercy.
Haven't you heard? Gnosis's replacement was taken away by the Palaroches.
The way I see it, he's here to try his luck, thinking he's still got a chance. Impossible. There's no chance at all. Gnosis sits quietly in the conference room. Everyone sits far away from him, but their gossip echoes through the room, clear as day. Gnosis, it's been a while. You've lost weight. Thanks to you, Mr. President. We spent 4 years in Victoria together. It pains me to see things turn out this way. Enciodes, you've thrown me under the bus already. Let's skip the pleasantries. Gnosis, you prick! Don't you know who you're talking to? If it wasn't for your friendship with the president, you wouldn't even be allowed to stand here now that you're sacked. I don't remember needing anyone's permission to stand here. How dare you! Gnosis, there's no doubt that Carlin Trade owes much to you for its establishment and growth. However, whether you have a right to be here or not, that is not for you to say. Uncle Chester, please. Very well. First, regarding the sentencing of Carlin Trade's former chief technical officer, Gnosis Edelweiss. There is no doubt that the expansion of the valleys and mines under Gnosis Edelweiss's management has brought the company tremendous profit. But, on the other hand, the rapid expansion strategy and the secret mining of Carlin has brought the company under the repeated scrutiny of the Tri-Clan Council. In particular, when the other clans asked to participate in the Valley's investigation, Gnosis' plan to ambush the two clans' inspection team. This has severely damaged Carlin Trade's image and the Silver Ash's standing in the Tri-Clan Council. Therefore, President Ensiodes has decided that, effective today, Gnosis Edelweiss will be formally terminated as a Carlin Trade employee. So that's why you had me come. You wanted to read all these criticisms you have for me out loud in front of everyone. Your actions have brought harm to Carlin Trade's profits. This is how I answer our stakeholders. I hope you can understand. Very well, Ensiodes. I would never have imagined all those years ago when I came to Yerag to build this place up with you that this is how it would all end. I am sure both you and I agree that it's far more important to do what's reasonable and beneficial than look back on old times. That said, I will leave you your lab. You are free to keep using it as soon as any sensitive Carlin Trade data has been removed. I could also arrange for you to join a caravan heading for Victoria, if that's what you prefer. I have to answer to all the stakeholders here. Likewise, I have to give you an answer. If you think what you're doing is reasonable, then I feel nothing but disappointment in you. Carlin Trade yet needs my technology, and Yerag's industrial sector has not come so far that it can progress without importing core technologies from the outside world. You promised me a suitably large stage and backed my research, so that we can break new ground in these promising snowlands for the welfare of the people of Yerag. In the end, this is where my stage is, and I'm being thrown under the bus for this company. I still approve of your achievements in academic research, Gnosis. That is why, more so than anyone, I am hoping that you could reflect on what you have done. You should never have let things out of my control. Are you so weak that you're scared of letting anything out of your iron grip? If that doesn't open my eyes... A loud bang reverberates throughout the room. Gnosis slams the conference room door shut with enough force that the gust of wind sends papers flying through the air. Shocked by the sudden thunderclap, the spectators all instinctively look toward the source of the sound before casting their heads down under the invisible pressure. No one knows just what expression Ensiodes holds in this moment. Let's continue, Chester. As requested by Sir Arktosh, the leader of Rhodes Island, Dr. Starlight, will be in charge of the transfer of the valleys and mines under the protection of the Palaroches. We will formally introduce the Doctor to everyone at the company once all the tasks at hand are complete. On to our next topic, the meat of our meeting today. The preliminary discussions on how to partition the company's power and hand it over to the Saintus. First off, on the matter of tariffs... What do I call you, outsider? Call me the Doctor. Doctor? Sounds just like the scholars over at the Academy. Doctor, do you know why you're here? I don't. Ensiodes wants you to take Gnosis' place, but I don't trust his people. That's why I'm keeping my eye on you. I didn't know this was part of my job description. Sir, I'm pretty sure we got a smartass playing dumb here. You're Ensiodes' guest. Even if you really don't know a thing, you're still Ensiodes' people. Belai, tell our guests the deal.
Sir Ensiodes has decided to transfer the valley and the mines to the Vinebead Court. The man who was in charge of the mines and the factory was his subordinate, Gnosis. And ever since Gnosis was dismissed, the coordinator position has been left vacant. According to Sir Ensiodes, you are his replacement.
Looks like you have a clear understanding of the situation now. Until I am sure that Ensiodes isn't making any funny moves in the mines and the valleys, you aren't leaving this place. Don't you even think about pulling any tricks yourself. My men don't care about etiquette nearly as much as Ensiotis's people. If they want your head, there's nothing I can do to stop them. Ha! Boss, look at this squirt. I wouldn't know where to chop if I were to try my blade on this midget. Shut up, all of you! I'm not going to make things too hard for you, outsider. In the end, you're Ensiotis's guest. As long as you play along, we won't do anything to you. Am I making myself clear? I'm not worried. All of you look like reasonable people to me. Enough, Valai. Show our guest to the bedroom.
Very good, sir. Enya, I'm coming in. I knew it. You're still sleeping. Enya. Enya. Rise and shine. Huh? Lauren. After a brief fuss, Enya gets dressed and sits in front of her dressing table. Yar naturally stands behind her and combs her hair. What's the matter now? You know, isn't it a good thing to become leader of all 3 clans? You always say that in the Vinebead Court, your role is simply to keep the masses calm, and most of the time it's actually the Great Elder who calls the shots. This is an opportunity. I wouldn't be so worried if it had been Arktosh or even Ratatos who brought up the idea. But it was Ensiotes who made that proposal. Perhaps the guilt suddenly got into him? I sure hope so. But if you're so worried about this, couldn't you have turned it down? Didn't you agree to it without thinking twice? That's because there wasn't a point to dragging it out. No one had any grounds to object. It doesn't matter whether he really wants me to be Yereg's leader. There wasn't anyone who could reject the proposal then and there. And if we had set the issue aside, more people would have found out. You told me that the masses have gotten used to peace, just like they've gotten used to the endless snow on the mountains. The people of Yereg wish for peace first and foremost, and they gravitate toward those who can bring them peace. Right, peace. Whether it's the peace that Ensiotes brought them, or the peace that the Vinebead Court brought. That's why, even if I turned down the offer, the people would have asked me to accept. So I might as well take the initiative myself before the Great Elder makes all the arrangements. You think Ensiotes foresaw that? He made a proposal that no one could refuse. Under normal circumstances, he would have been the last person to suggest this. I am sure both Arktosh and Ratatos thought the same thing. I can see why Arktosh went along with it, but Ratatos, she was never the kind of person to give up easily. What a headache. I really hope Yeragander will hear my prayers and teach the Great Elder and the 3 clans' leaders a good lesson. Perhaps she has already heard your prayers, and it just isn't time yet. Do you want her to take care of Ensiotes too? For him, as cruel as possible. Now let's put this necklace on you. And we're done. Right. Would you give this letter and scarf to Ensia? Also, ask her to come pay the mountain a visit, right? You know me well. Also, send the word out that I'll be analyzing scriptures today, and I don't want to be disturbed. I need some time to think. Of course. After Yar leaves the room, Enya opens her drawer to see an exquisitely decorated vase, holding an eye-catching, elegant rock. Oh, Yeragander, please guide me. What should I do? We no longer live in times where isolation is enough to keep ourselves out of the affairs around us. In the past 100 years, there have been countless exchanges and conflicts between nations. Columbia rose quickly in a conflict, while Gaul, a powerful country, was also wiped out in a conflict. All the world's nations are slowly changing in these times separated by catastrophes. Refusing relations with others is no longer an option. Yerag cannot continue to lock itself away on these snowy mounts. Yeragander's protection, if Yeragander really exists in the first place, can bring the Snow Realm this far. If we are to go any further, Yerag must go stronger than ever before. The millennium of peace and quiet has reached its end, and we cannot wait for others to open the door for us. Yerag needs to make contact with the outside world. We must take that step forward while we still have control. That's the Silver Ash tradition. Yerag must remain Yerag. We still have a chance, but time grows short for the snowy mountains. I have seen our world. I have to make a difference. Everything I've witnessed needs to have meaning. So you are Gnosis. That's right. Do you know who I am? Sirius Browntail, sister of the Browntail clan matriarch, Ratatos Browntail. You know that, and you have the balls to forgo a salute? Why must I salute someone who I have nothing to do with? Don't you know your manners? If we must talk manners, you should work on yours first, Sirius Browntail. I heard all your commotion outside the door. What's more, when nobles meet, they must each first curtsy to each other with a Carlin bow. If you show up here without affording me any courtesy, why should I show you any? Just how outdated is your idea of etiquette? Etiquette never dies. It's only slowly forgotten. As a noble, you should feel sorrow in that. The Edelweisses have long been in charge of the management of Yerag's texts and records. I admire your knowledge of Yerag etiquette, Mr. Gnosis. Still, though, I'm afraid Madame Sirius isn't here to discuss Yerag etiquette. Could we please move on to the main topic? Very well, I'm curious. Considering Ratatos refused my capitulation, why is she now reaching out to me? Do you have to ask? It's because your master proposed handing his powers over to the Sanctus at the Tri-Clan Council. I see. In that case, go home and tell Ratatos. Now that things have come to this, I am likely not the only one who will cooperate, given the right amount of sincerity. Per Sir Arktosh's orders, please stay here while you are not attending to your duties. If you need to head outside, we will serve as your bodyguards. Yerag may be a safe place, but we cannot guarantee no one will take the chance to cause trouble. You will be served the finest delicacies that Yerag has to offer. You may also use anything here as you see fit. All of your daily needs will be met during your stay with us. If you require anything, please let the servants know. You may also have them relay anything to me. Very well. I look forward to dinner. Keeping an eye on me whenever I head out, huh? Ripathy consultation. And the grand ceremony. Are those the only reasons my brother is inviting you to the Snow Realm? Oh, the grand ceremony takes place annually in Yerag. It's the biggest event, and the most important thing to the Yerag people. On that day, everyone in Yerag stops what they're doing and offers Yeragander, the goddess of our mountains, our most sincere prayers. We pray for a happy, peaceful year under our mountain goddess's protection. As for the Eripathy problem, your egg didn't have many infected in the past, so most of us don't know much about Eripathy. In the Snow Realms, Eripathy is far from the greatest threat we face. But ever since my brother got the mountains connected by railway, we've been getting more and more visitors, and life has also gotten much better. Thanks to that, everyone's starting to learn more about the infected and Eripathy. I guess Eripathy is stepping into the limelight since there are no other pressing issues. Yerag still doesn't have any professional means to test for Eripathy, let alone helping the infected get settled and get treatment. Given the situation, you might be the best consultant they can get. Doctor, are you going to accept the invitation? Do you want me to? Huh? Personally, I really want you to go. My parents died in an accident when I was still a kid. And after they died, my brother and Siodes took over their business to support the family. He kept us afloat all by himself until I came of age. Then, to ensure our family's future, he left Yerag to study in Victoria. Our family was already on pretty shaky ground before he left Yerag, and that was around when he started getting more and more headstrong. But at least we all still got along well as siblings. But things changed ever since he came back and started Carlin Trade. Both my brother and sister treated me very well, but for some reason, the two of them started talking less, and their relationship soured. 5 years ago, when the last Saintess passed away, my sister joined the trials and became the new Yerag Saintess. She's rarely left Mount Carlin since, and I haven't had a lot of chances to see her. We only write to each other now. And ever since she became the Saintess, it feels like my brother's often at odds with her. I may be very good at mountain climbing, but I wouldn't know where to start to mend relationships. But you're really amazing, Doctor. You get along with everyone, and you've solved a lot of problems for people. That's why I was thinking that, if we ever had the chance, maybe you could help me come up with ideas. But... Doctor, I guess this might seem weird coming from me. But I know my brother better than anyone else. He's amazing, but he's the kind of person who doesn't mind doing whatever it takes to achieve his goals. I'm actually a little worried that you'll end up becoming a pawn in his game if you go. So that's why it's okay if you don't want to. I'll bear with it for now. That's why I told you should have gotten out while you still could. Look at you now. You're caught. You the one who talked to me at the market? Exactly. What should I call you? Call me Yera. I changed my mind. I want to be friends with you. Would you like to be friends with me? Why don't you tell me what this talking rock is all about first? That's classified information. Well, I don't really have so much time to keep bothering you, if you really don't want to talk. But it's not so bad to have somebody to talk to, don't you think? Well, better than being alone, I suppose. Hey then. Perfectly normal rock friend. I feel like I should get Mudrock's approval on this one. Achievement complete. Make friends with a talking rock. Starved of playing so much Arknights, she started hearing rocks like Mudrock, and I don't even farm 1/7 either. That rock friend had the colors of fish. How about the color of crystal? Mud would be proud. 2 notes, you've already been kidnapped. I'm not really enjoying that, no. I'm hearing voices talking to a rock. Are you okay, Star? I'm perfectly fine! Oh, gosh. Prem really wants the goddess to smite her brother. I'm confused, but I also don't want to ask any questions. So far, Doctor's vacations are a little rocky. At least this time you didn't get shot down. Yeah, I didn't get shot down. I just have to play nice to avoid getting shot. Or, no. We're not anywhere with... slashed? Stabbed? I don't know. Ugh. This is all hallucination? Star, do you know Praminix? That one should ring a bell. Ha! Ha ha! Ah. The verb you were looking for is axed. There you go. Ice. Shot by a crossbow. You guys don't need to try to find new versions. Silverash must really trust you a lot. I just have to think about how much I can trust Silverash. Sent to sleep with the fishes? Okay! How many mental notes have you made during all of this? At least 90. My head is spinning. I can hear the crystals. No, okay, that'll take a while to unravel. The crystals cry out for fish? They don't. They absolutely do not. Not sus, just a fan. Just wants to become friends. Every event when Doctor gets shot down is my fave, mostly because it involves my spirit animal, Kaobei. How much would you have crashed out if you didn't know all about Dagenbrecker, by the way? What, about the Black Knight part? I mean, I had suspicions, but nothing was officially confirmed until fan art was thrown in my face. We lost our chat. Star's now talking to rocks and now crystals. Are you really surprised, though? I mean, let's be real here. The crystals come in the shape of fish. They do not. They absolutely do not. At least they really didn't hide it long. Fair, true, yes. At least I got a little bit of a, you know... I walked into the gallery, and then I said, okay, you know what? I'll have to note this, apparently. Let's hope we can keep future incidents in check next time. Yeah, it's like, it's not, like, crazy, I guess. It's just like, okay. Interesting. Probably am not supposed to be aware of this, but okay. 2 plus 2 is fish, just as math intended. What does that have to do with crystals? I like how Silverash and Diggin praise you greatly. Reality, you're like, not really good at thinking. That's not me, that's Kaobei! The ocean drove her insane, now good mountain air and fluff will heal her. I mean, honestly, what else do you need? Let's be real here. It's kind of... You know what? That's a fantastic point. Don't you think it's kind of unfair to go to the ocean, question way too much of your sanity, and then like have to deal with a place where you have to deal with like 4D chess? I'm not really sure that's fair. who wouldn't get healed by mountain air and fluff. Exactly. Also, it's really good for your fur. Alright. Silver Ash planned it? That makes no sense at all. You weren't there, Star? Cal was? I feel like I was. Isn't that why you have a real-time-ish sanity tracker attached? Excuse me? Ugh. I've been having fish nightmares, okay? They felt a little too real. They felt a little too accurate. But at least in the mountains, I probably won't have any more fish nightmares. Forced connection between Star and Cal takes notes furiously. Cal more of a beach person? Or more of a mountain type? Absolutely, 100% yes. We call those dreams? No, nightmare. Nightmares. A little too lucid, too. Ugh. Been having night sea terrors for days. You know from the talks with Lillian, dreams of eldritch monstrosities are never good. Well, I can't necessarily help it, now can I? Sounds like you need one of those sandy restoring cookies Jessica once bought. A nightmare is only such if you want it to be. That is not true, no. See, here's the thing. You can talk to people, you can negotiate with people, you can work with people, you can try to get out of bad situations with people. You can't communicate well with fish. They don't listen very well. Okay? Remember, you are not your dreams yet. Oh my god! It's easy, just don't have nightmares? Thanks! Say the same thing to you! I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of rocks now. Maybe fish want it in writing? They don't even want it in speech! Oh, gosh. Oh my god. Alright, it's been a long train ride. I think I probably need to get some sleep. I'm not being called over to anything yet, so I think I'm going to try to get some rest while I mull over what the heck is happening, because it's been a long trip. So with that being said, I will see you all on Thursday, I suppose. I have no idea what's happening Thursday. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on in my own head. Regardless, our next stream will be Thursday, and then we will get back to the Angry Bear Lodge on Saturday. And we'll apparently see how that goes. I'm not really sure how I feel about the Angry Bear Lodge, but regardless, we are in the Angry Bear Lodge. Alright. Thank you so much, Stargazers. Definitely make sure to join the Discord if you're new here and you haven't yet. There is an Arknights channel where you can talk about anything related to Act 1 or anything with past events I've done. There are threads to know which events I've done, and there are also threads to talk spoilers for this event or anything past Act 1. If you haven't also yet, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch. We would be happy to have you in any platform. And well, thank you so much, Stargazers. Have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you may be in the world or the worlds beyond. And well, all the best. My goodness.